Entry on you. I saw what's that guy's name? Like Turkey Tom or whatever. I saw that shit got like 2 million views. I was watching that in the gym yesterday while doing cardio. And
Yeah.
I saw like the whole interview with you, like he came to your house and shit too. What
Yeah.
was that like?
Well, I was at his house. He didn't come to my place.
Okay, got you,
Yeah,
got you.
that's cool. He's a nice guy. We had fun hanging out.
Yeah. Were you like shocked that that got so many views? Like I saw that shit got like 1.8 mil.
Not particularly. Like he's a big channel, you know. I thought it
Right.
was. I thought the videos we made were pretty fun too.
Right, right. Yeah. Did you think it was like a fair kind of interview that he gave you?
Yeah, yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
fair. Like, I'm a little weird. I'm a bit of a controversial guy, but I think he gave me a fair shake.
Mhm. Do you think like you're that controversial though? Like when I think of controversial, I think of like these people like hate and kind of like that whole like red pill thing. Like I think of Sneeko and stuff. I think that you probably like I don't know, like you're not super like extreme with your beliefs, I wouldn't say.
No, um, I think I piss people off. Like, I just tend to get under people's skin. But as far as my actual views, I don't think I'm insane or crazy or way out there or anything.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking try turning off the stream then on again because I don't know what is going on, bro. And my apologies too about the hang up here. I know that your time is valuable, so
That's okay.
not trying to fuck you over here. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, because with Discord, as long as I just deactivate my cameras, it just works fine for me.
Yeah, that's what I did. So there's really no reason why it shouldn't be working. Nothing that I could think of. It's so annoying. I just keep like spam the troubleshoot. Usually it just like works, you know? Okay. Okay, my camera's lighting up again, so maybe we just took a dub early. Oh, you know what it is? I have another scene open with the can. Holy fuck, okay.
Yeah.
Bro, I forgot. Okay, should work now. Dude, yeah, I had another scene open. That's brutal. Okay. Should be the fix, right? I think it would be. Bro, what? I'm just gonna like delete the whole new scene. Man. Bro, your chat's probably grilling me right now, aren't they?
No, not too many people have popped in yet.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm not getting absolutely grilled right now.
No, not yet.
Okay. No, yeah, when the actual debate starts, it's gonna be, bro, somebody says L. Tyson, bro, what the fuck? Jason, how do you even know me, bro? What? Dude, they're already saying L. Tyson, and they probably don't even know me yet, bro. Ridiculous, man. Your chat's a tough audience to please, bro.
Yeah, they are very judgmental.
You think so?
Yeah, they are.
Why do you think you, like, harbored that kind of community?
I think they like just taking the piss, you know.
Right.
There we
Okay,
go.
yo.
Oh
Holy
yeah.
smokes. Bro, that took so long. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn down my brightness, bro. I'm fucking... Holy smokes. Okay, okay, brutal, bro. Okay, but we're finally able to get after it. So, dude, you'll be happy to hear I'm kind of like part vegan right now. Like I'm fasting right now for Easter and stuff. Not really like religious reasons, more so just like for mental clarity. But bro, like you gotta find a way to convince me not to like break my fast with like a whole bunch of beef. You know, because like right now I'm technically vegan. I've been vegan. You know, so like
Well,
why should I keep doing that?
veganism's ethical philosophy. So if you don't actually behold the philosophy, then you're not vegan.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, it's
I thought it was just like
kind of
not
like
eating meat.
saying, "Oh, I didn't jerk off today, so I'm Christian." Like,
I
it's
mean,
a
you'd be
set of
closer to
beliefs
being
and
Christian.
practices.
That'd make you closer to being Christian, though, right?
I don't know if I'm not sure if there's any real mention of like masturbation being a sin in the Bible. I have no idea.
Yeah. I think so, just like lust in general, right? Like if you're goon maxing, then you're most likely committing lust, and if you're committing lust, then like you're sinning by
Yeah,
definition.
but I mean, is it really a big deal to wank your willy like occasionally? You know, it's not necessary. Like there's a difference between like the sin of lust, where like, but like just getting horny and like just relieving some tension. Like I see a difference there.
Right. Does that like lower your testosterone though? Like if you're I've even noticed like personally, like if I ever do that and like I try not to, I think I'm like a week or some shit sober from that bullshit. But if I ever do it, I do kind of notice like my aura gets reducted. But sometimes I've gone like 60, like bro, whenever I go like a month to 2 months without doing it, I just like spawn in Miami and like doors are opening and opportunities are opening. Like bro, I just wake up one day, I'm in a freaking Miami penthouse. I'm like, damn, I haven't jerked off for 2 months, you know? It's like blessings just kind of like God seems to bless you when you're not like falling into the flesh. And that's why I'm on a fast right now, is because I'm like, okay, I'm putting away that desire in hopes that like my mentality will be clearer so I can bring more blessings into my life, you know?
Um, the research on masturbation and its relation to testosterone seems to point to an anticipatory effect. So it's not the fact that you're not masturbating, it's the anticipation that you're going to end up masturbating or having sex later that seems to boost testosterone, not the fact that you're not jerking off. And sex itself, having sex with a woman, seems to like boost her
Boost
testosterone.
your
It
test.
actually works for women too.
Yeah.
Sex for women also boosts testosterone.
Yeah. So that's like the healthy way to do it. But if you're like jerking off, your brain knows that you're not actually getting pussy. So I think it's subconsciously it kind of like hinders you a little bit. Whereas if you're fucking, you're like, I'm the man. Okay, I'm fucking this like hot bitch, right? I'm not trying to curse so much on your stream, but
Oh, it's
you
fine.
know what I'm
I
saying, like.
swear like crazy.
But no, if you're actually like having sex, like your mind's like, okay, I'm the man. Like I'm actually with the girl. But if you're like jerking off, then you kind of just like know that you're like engaging in a loser activity.
It's only if you look at it as a loser activity.
I mean, bro, what other way could you look at it? You're just like sitting there like watching some other motherfucker have sex with a girl that you want to. Like that's most
I don't
certainly
know.
not
Like
winter activity.
I like watching lesbians, like especially Asian lesbians. It's pretty hot.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yo, my friend's calling me right now. My bad. W lesbians, I guess. So is that something that like you partake in a lot, or do you try to like abstain from like watching that? Like, are you
Well,
saying
I
that
got a
like
new
are you a
girlfriend.
gooner?
I've just been basically gooning to her photos on like Facebook and shit.
Yeah, fair enough. I saw some shit. I don't know if this is like don't you have a wife? Like I think I saw in like that documentary that like you got
I
engaged because like she.
was married. I
Okay.
don't really want like we broke up. It's
Okay, I got you,
it's been
got you,
over a
got you.
year. I just want to move on from
Okay.
it, you know.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I just like heard it in the documentary, so I didn't know
Yeah.
if it was still a thing or not. But I guess this brings back to like the whole thing about like why should I keep going with the veganism? Because bro, like I'm vegan mog and everybody in my city. Like I'm probably the only vegan 18-year-old today. Like I've not even touched, I haven't even looked at beef today. So like why do you think I should continue with that?
Well, one, you wouldn't be an amoral piece of shit, and two, you'll be like fitter, healthier long term. So I see that as a win-win.
Yeah. When you say like amoral like piece of shit, I guess like how does being vegan like make you more moral? Because I saw like you said like you'd rather kill meat eating humans than animals. Isn't that still immoral just in another way? Like you're prioritizing animal life over human life. That could still be seen as immoral though, right?
Well, no, you're not prioritizing human life over animal life. You're just taking the position that it would be a greater moral good to prevent more rights violations. So the humans wouldn't die if they stopped eating meat. They would just eat different foods like tofu.
Mhm.
However, they're choosing to murder animals, so I also think animals should have human rights. So by murdering the humans that are murdering animals, you therefore end up causing less murder to occur. It's kind of like Punisher logic. If you murder the murderers, there's less murder.
But it's like you're murdering a fully sentient human with the spirit of God dwelling within them, so you could save like an NPC cow. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like that's kind of the
uh,
dilemma.
well, there's no spirit of God living in anybody, for one thing, and
What do
two,
you mean, bro? It literally says in the Bible the spirit of God dwells within man.
yeah, the Bible also says unicorns exist.
Where?
I think there's something like 58 or there's like 60 mentions of unicorns in the Bible.
Seriously, I mean maybe they did before like humans came to the earth, you know? Like they try to say like oh dinosaurs exist. Is that really that much more crazy than a unicorn? Like where
No,
did the
because
idea
there's
of a
fossils.
unicorn even where did the idea of a unicorn even come in from though? That it'd
Yeah,
have to come in
apparently
from
in
spirit,
Job
right?
39, 9, 10, Numbers 23, 22, 24, 8, Deuteronomy 33, 17, Psalm 22, 21. There's a lot of mentions. It's something like over 50.
Okay, so W unicorns, I guess. That doesn't really disprove the Bible though.
It brings considerable doubt since we have fossils of dinosaurs, but we don't have any fossils of unicorns.
But like, do we really have fossils of dinosaurs? So like, is there like really truly proof for that? Like, how do we know that that's not just some made up bullcrap? How do we know that these humans didn't just get together with this pieces of cardboard and whatever it takes and just like fake that? How do we know that's real fossils?
Well, the level of international coordination with it would have to be tens of thousands at the very least, if not like in the hundreds of thousands or millions if you include, like museum curators and whatnot, intellectuals, people in academia, archaeologists, internationally across different cultures, across very different opposing like political classes. Um, that level of coordination for none of them to come out and say they're lying, dinosaurs aren't real, it's just impossible. It's kind of like faking. It's even more crazy than faking the moon landing.
You think that we went to the moon?
Yes,
Oh my God. Do you think that
there's
April
literally
Fools,
poop on the moon.
bruh,
How'd the poop get
bro?
there? How did
How do you
poop
know that
get
there's
on the
poop?
moon?
Have you seen poop on the moon yourself, or did somebody just like tell you, "Oh, there's poop on the moon"? That seems like the biggest goy bait ever. Like you have to be such a goy to believe, "Oh, there's poo on the moon. We must have been." Like that seems like
Well,
such
you can
goy
in
like
fact
theory, bro.
prove that men landed on the moon because they put retroreflectors. So if you
What's
shine a
that?
laser at the moon at any particular spot, you won't get a laser pulse back. But if you put a laser pulse where the retroreflectors are, you'll get a very strong pulse back. So yeah.
I feel like that doesn't really prove shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
bro,
it
there's
does.
literally been astronauts that have leaked that they said, "Oh, we didn't go to the moon."
That's
What
not
was that
true.
one guy? One of the astronauts. He wouldn't pray on the Bible. Like an interviewer came in and said, "Pray, put your hand on the Bible, swear that you went to the moon." And he's like, "Get out of my
Yeah, because
house,"
he's
and he
a
got all
fucking
like
yeah,
angry.
because the guy's a fucking asshole.
How is he an asshole?
And I have
Maybe,
no idea if the guy's
maybe,
Christian either.
maybe he triggered the demons inside of that guy, and he knows he didn't go to the moon, so he knows he can't pray and say so on the Bible.
I don't even know if that guy is religious. So if somebody asked me to pray on the Bible or swear on the Bible, I likely wouldn't do it because it's just a stupid gesture.
But I mean, if you have nothing to hide, then wouldn't you just like do it? Just be like, yeah, bro, like sure, I'll pray. Even if you don't believe it, you'll be like, oh, I'll pray on your like silly Bible. Like, bro, I know that what I'm saying is true.
Yeah,
Why would you just like
just
freak
in
out? And...
principle, he might not have wanted to do it to
Dude, that just looks
one.
so guilty, though.
No, the guy telling him to do it just looks like a fucking moron. I know one of the astronauts, I think Buzz Aldrin or something. I know he's probably gone nuts and has like dementia or something. He said he like was in
Buzz
contact
Aldrin,
with
he
aliens.
said to that 9-year-old girl or whatever that no, we never went to the moon in that one interview. I know you saw that.
I've never seen that. I know.
I'm pretty sure it's
I
Buzz.
think it was Buzz Aldrin who said he was in contact with aliens or something. I know one of them went nuts.
I mean, bro, if somebody's an astronaut and they're saying they contacted aliens, wouldn't they be the most reputable person on planet Earth to talk about aliens?
Um, possibly, but I don't know. I don't know where the aliens would have talked to them or contacted them or anything like
Yeah,
that.
that is kind of schizo. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But still, the fact that a lot of astronauts kind of seem to point to the fact that they know it's one big scam. If you ever notice, they all seem kind of like guilty in interviews, like kicking somebody out of your house because they asked you to swear on the Bible, or talking to that one kid saying, "Oh, we never went to the moon." All these astronauts seem like guilty in these interviews because I feel like they know that they know that whole like moon shit is a lie. You know, they know they
The
never.
Yeah, so I've never heard of the story of one of them telling a 9-year-old that they never went to the moon.
Bro, I'll try to find a clip.
Is is it the 9-year-old saying that?
No, no, it's the astronaut. The 9-year-old's like, "Oh, when are we ever gonna go back to the moon? Why haven't we been back in so long?" And the astronaut goes, "Oh, well, it's because we never went there in the first place." And people just like look over that. They're like, "Oh, he's probably just being
Who who
sarcastic." It's like,
who was who was the astronaut who said that?
fuck, I gotta find out. Um, Here's one clip. Buzz Aldrin admits the moon landing never happened. I've never seen this. This is just the first thing that popped up. Uh, Let's see.
I
But
don't
no,
know. A
I
lot of these
swear,
are
people in your chat have probably seen this, or I know somebody watching has seen this. Oh, right here, right here.
Why has nobody mentioned Instagram? That's not an 8-year-old's question.
Can you turn it up?
My question. But I think I know. If we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen. So in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going.
Like
So he says we didn't go there.
he is an old geriatric crazy fuck. Because I remember before he was saying he was in contact with aliens. It could very well be the case that he literally thought he was 20 years old or something in that clip and then forgot that he went. Like, who the fuck knows?
I mean, bro, it's easy to just be like, "Oh, like this person's crazy, this person's this and that." But if somebody that supposedly went to the moon is literally saying we
He
never went there,
he's
like,
a
isn't that
dementia
enough evidence?
patient. Like he literally has dementia. Have you ever talked to people with dementia?
No, I don't have much experience.
Like they'll literally think they're like 15 when they're like 80 or 90. And then
Really?
like they'll literally just remember being back in a time when they're 15. They'll wake up and wonder why the fuck they're so old and like wrinkled and shit and freak out, or they'll like forget what year it is and they'll think they're 10 years in the past. They'll just forget the last 10 years and then they'll so yeah, given the guy's age and how he said crazy unhinged shit before, he might have just had a dementia episode, forgot that he went to the moon. He might have like in that moment thought this was like 80 years ago or something, and then
Does he
um
have dementia confirmed?
well, I mean, look, if you're saying you went to the moon and you saw aliens and were talking to them, like I have to figure.
Well, I don't know if he did. Like, did he actually say that he saw aliens?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in an interview, he was saying that he was in contact with aliens during some space flight.
That's pretty ridiculous. But what about the other guy kicking the person out because he asked him to swear on the Bible? That's like a normal thing in court. You're telling me if you're in court and they say
No,
swear on the
it's not a
Bible, you're
normal
gonna tell the
thing.
judge?
So if you're in court, they'll make you have sworn testimony, and these days they only make you swear in the Bible if you're religious. Generally speaking, they'll just say this is. They'll just tell you this is sworn testimony. You have to tell the truth, and if not, you're going to be guilty of perjury. Like, do you understand? And then you just say, yes, I swear to tell the truth. They don't make you swear in the Bible generally. I've been to court.
Maybe he didn't swear on the Bible because he knows that Jesus is watching and he knows he never went to the moon.
If I was in court and they asked me to swear in the Bible, I'd refuse just out of principle, because I think the whole fucking idea of swearing on the Bible, which is just a book of retarded nonsense.
Oh, bro,
just
retarded nonsense. Dude, there's literally esoteric cheat codes inside of the Bible that can enhance your life, bro. Like, are you familiar with, like, esoteric, like, manifestation? Bro, the Bible's literally a guidebook on how to get anything you want in life.
No, the Bible is basically a book that teaches you how to be a beta male whipped pussy.
How?
So the big religious figure in the Bible, Jesus Christ, you know, supposedly God who came down to save humanity from their sins, he was this weak, fucking, frail, pussy-ass beta male with long hair.
Okay.
Like,
dude,
look, if God,
bro,
you can look at the gods in ancient Greece and Rome, they're all fucking jacked as fuck, insanely fucking strong. Like, you can look at figures like Zeus, Hercules, you can look at Nordic gods like Thor. They all wield weapons, they've all conducted warfare, they're jacked, muscular, and then Jesus is this weak little fucking pencil neck dipshit who probably can't even do 10 push-ups. And then
on God, you're clip farming right now, bro. How do you know how jacked Jesus was?
When he said he's going to create a new kingdom and he's going to, like, set all these new rules for humanity, what happens? He pisses off the Romans, and rather than standing up for his beliefs and presenting his power as God and making, like, demands, no, this is how it's going to be, and just defeating his enemies and like, you know, expressing his power, Father, why have you forsaken me? It hurts. He just starts crying like a little bitch on the cross. He just completely submitted.
Bro.
He submitted to inferior human. Why would God submit to inferior fucking human beings? It makes no fucking sense.
Form.
It's stupid. It teaches you to be a fucking beta male.
Bro,
like there's bullshit in the Bible, like turn the other cheek if somebody hits you. If somebody fucking smacks me, I'm gonna fucking knock their goddamn teeth out. I'm not gonna be a bitch like Jesus. And if somebody hits me, hit me again, hit me on the other side. Do you want me to bend over? Are you gonna spank my bum too? Like, no. It just teaches you to be a fucking pussy ass beta male. That's all it does.
But, like, calling Jesus a beta male like that's very blasphemous, you know?
Yeah, so who do you think would win in a fight, me or Jesus?
I think Jesus would whoop your ass.
Oh, really? Is that why he got his ass kicked by the fucking Romans and he didn't even bother fighting back?
Bro, he got like 10v1 though. Like,
he did. He's God. So it should be pretty easy for God to fight Romans. By the way, the average height of a fucking Roman back then was like 5.5 feet tall. They weren't big jack dudes. If I were to go back to ancient Rome at that period in time, they'd literally think I'm a fucking giant. So the idea that God couldn't fight a bunch of like 5.5 feet tall fucking Roman Italian dudes, give me a fucking break. Have you ever gone to a natural history museum and seen ancient Roman armor? They're fucking tiny. Their helmets are like little baby helmets. They were really small.
Bro. You're saying how could God lose? That's God technically in human form. So he came down as a human,
guess what?
Just like us, to teach us how to live.
How am I bigger and stronger and taller than fucking God in human form? If God in human form is a weak little pencil neck beta male, then maybe everybody should worship me.
Bro, I feel like you're just like letting ego take over. Like, you're calling Jesus a beta male. Not everything's about like how big you are, bro.
Look. Have you ever seen Warhammer 40k?
No.
Okay, so in Warhammer 40k, basically the established lore is the Emperor of Mankind is a combination of thousands of different human shamans that committed ritualistic suicide at one single time to fuse into one super being, and he became a god. The Emperor of Mankind is over 10 feet fucking tall, massively, ridiculously fucking strong. He's one of the strongest beings in all of existence. He can open up warp portals with his fucking mind and allows humanity to have interstellar travel. He's defeated millions and millions of fucking demons from basically the nether realm. If God were to come down to Earth in human form, that's what I would expect him to look like. The fucking Emperor of Mankind. A massive giant who is just physically indomitable, like the Juggernaut. But no, we got Jesus. He was probably like 5.5 feet tall, if not shorter, which was like the average height at that time. Again, you can look at ancient Roman armor. Just go to a natural history museum. It will shock you how small people were at that time. And what does he do? Rather than fighting for what he believes in and saying, no, this is going to be the path forward for humanity. This is the right, moral, righteous way to live. And I'm going to defeat any fucking enemy who opposes me and establish, right and wrong in the new kingdom. And I'm going to be the emperor and ruler of mankind and show you all the right path. I didn't think this was going to happen. Somebody help. So yeah, no, it's bullshit.
So you're saying just because Jesus wasn't big, tall, and jacked, you're saying like he has no power and he can't be God?
Clearly he doesn't. How has he... Name one way he expressed his power in the Bible. It's just bullshit, where, he healed the sick.
You resurrected after dying?
So it is told in this fantasy story. Who the fuck knows what actually happened?
How do you know what he looks like then?
Well, again, the average height of a man was 5.5 feet tall. There's some description of what he looks like. People talked about him having long hair, which is unusual for a man at the time.
But
Nobody expressed him. Nobody expressed him being very tall or very short. They just mentioned that he was kind of not particularly good looking. He had long hair, which was unusual. Otherwise, not a nothing was particularly remarkable about his looks.
Didn't Jesus flip tables? He had very righteous kind of anger, and he was.
He flipped a table. Oh wow, he must have been really strong to flip a table, and he got really angry. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? I've seen black women go into a fucking bank and do that. So
seriously.
Oh yeah, you can look on YouTube. There's crazy black women who go into a bank that are upset about some bullshit, and then they flip a table at a bank. So basically,
wasn't as heavy.
Jesus is about as strong as a mad black woman.
Definitely not as heavy as the tables that Jesus was flipping. But bro, imagine that cross, bro. That's the weight of the world's sins on his back, Pretty heavy.
No, it's the weight of whatever wood they used.
No, it's the weight of the world's sins that he took on, right?
No,
by the way,
it's
I'm
the
not
weight
even
of wood.
Christian, right? I'm not even Christian, but it's dude, you can't deny that there's aura, that Jesus has aura.
Look, there's no aura. The guy is a weak, cowardly fucking beta male. If you're going to claim to be God, then present your power and fucking show it. It makes no sense that he would be about 5.5 feet tall, physically unremarkable. If anything, he may have been weak, relatively weak for a fucking male because he was an untrained individual. He came from a poor family. He was clearly not as strong as any of the Romans who captured him, and he didn't even bother resisting at all. That just shows he was weak and cowardly. Look, if I knew I was going to be crucified by the fucking Romans and I'm 6'3", I'm 240 fucking pounds. Those 5.5 feet tall fucking Italians with their tiny little fucking baby heads, I'd be a problem for them even if there was 10 of them. So, Jesus is a weak, cowardly fucking beta male. He was too pussy to even fight back. And dude, he begged and cried and pleaded like a little fucking girl when he was getting crucified on the fucking cross.
What do you think you would do with your hands nailed to a wooden cross?
Well, I wouldn't be in that position in the first place because I'd kick some 5.5 foot tall Italian ass.
What if they have like swords and shit? Like that's basically like you going against the cops. Like it's probably
A
hundreds of
sword,
people.
buddy. Go to a natural history museum. Those gladiuses they used, those brass swords, they're this long. Like, again, you're talking about people who are fucking midgets. Go. Like, you'll be surprised how small everything was. You can also look at samurai armor and swords. They're like this long. The swords, they're tiny. They're like slightly larger than you'd expect a knife to be. So, no, it's just ridiculous. Again, and we're talking about a god. We're talking about a god that supposedly has infinite, unlimited power, and he can't fight a bunch of 5.5 feet tall Italian dudes with brass swords that are about this long. So
maybe you're a Muslim then. Maybe you think that Jesus isn't God. Maybe he was sent by God to like spread the word. So maybe you're a Muslim.
No, I'm a follower of Crom.
Who's that?
Crom is the god of strength. He breathes power into mankind to strive and slay and get what they want out of life. And he does nothing else for us after we're born. He only gives us strength.
So you're channeling false gods for all your strength?
He's not a false god. Again, he breathed strength into me when I was born to strive and slay. What else shall man ask of their gods? And again, according to Christianity, you have to pray for strength, and you have to hope that God has the goodwill to give it to you. Crom gives you that strength from the moment you're fucking born. So why the fuck would I rely on some dumbass beta male bitch fucking god who cries like a little baby on the fucking cross, and then I have to pray to him for goodwill when I have fucking Crom who's given me that fucking strength from when I was born? So no, it's just beta male bitch bullshit.
Bro, I gotta like bring on some like Christian scholar to like cook you or something, bro. Like, dude, you're worshiping these random ass gods. How do you know that's not like a demonic? That sounds pretty demonic. Oh, it's just gonna be strong. That sounds kind of like demonic, and then you're like dissing Jesus.
Strength is the ruling force in the universe, and those who lack it will succumb to its forces. So if a god gives me strength, then I don't see what else I could possibly ask of a god. That is the most valuable gift that any god could ever give you.
You'd think if strength was the most important thing, then you'd eat like beef and stuff, right? And eggs and shit.
Well, do you eat beef, jackass? I think I'm doing better than you.
You're older than me, though, and you're on testosterone. I'm 18 years old. I'm benching like 225.
I wasn't on testosterone when I benched 410 pounds. So
how old are you?
I was 33 at the time.
33. See where that number comes in, the number of influence? 33. Interesting.
Yeah, well,
age.
you know what? We'll check back in, like 10 or so more years, and we'll see if you benched 410 naturally, buddy.
Maybe. I mean, bro, what were you benching at 18?
So that would have been right at the end of high school. I think I probably could have done about 250. I know in high school I did 225.
Dude, so we're tied right now, you know?
You did 250?
225 for 3 reps. So, I mean,
yeah.
But do you wanna see, like, bro, I'm pretty, like, people think I'm like some skinny fucking kid on the internet, bro. I'm 6'2", I'm absolutely jacked, bro. Like, do you want to see?
I wouldn't say absolutely jacked, but you know.
Bro, okay, this is what beef.
You're making gains.
This is what beef will do to a human. This is what beef will do to you. All right, chat.
Yeah, you're making some progress. I'll give you that. But
look, I can even bounce both of my tits. This is what eating beef will do to you. Look, can vegans bounce their tits like that?
Oh, I can bounce. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, bro, I can bounce like really good, you know.
I can bounce them better.
Like, bro, I am a beef eating Chad. Okay, how do you eat tofu and like, bro, you're a genetic anomaly. You have great genetics for this shit. The average person, if you turn them into a soy boy, they're not gonna get jacked, bro. They're gonna be a chud.
Well, again, if you're gonna blame your genetics, well, who gave you your fucking genes? So it looks like Jesus ain't fucking helping you there, huh?
Oh, your parents gave you your genes.
Yeah, well, who made your parents?
It's like, bro, not everybody could be like big and jacked though. Like, there's gonna be like small people and shit, right?
Yeah. But again, clearly Jesus ain't giving you any favors.
Yeah, I think I won over your chat with like the physique. They're kind of like saying it's a W physique. I
Yeah,
look like
sure.
little Brock Lesnar. Holy shit, bro! I look like little Brock Lesnar. That's
Vince
pretty fire.
Vince Goodrum, who's a gay dude, said gay as fuck.
Bro, I don't know who these people are, bro. Dude, why do you even have him in your chat, bro? Ban that guy, bro.
Nah, Vince
Tell him,
Goodrum's cool.
ban him. Seriously?
You gotta check out
Like,
Vince
how do you
Goodrum.
know
He's
he's
funny.
not just like gooning to you? You know, like I feel like that's kind of weird.
Well, apparently we're cousins.
Seriously?
Yeah, according to him. He looked up our genealogy. Apparently we're like third cousins or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. That's actually kind of fire. W cousin. How do you even find you? Just like through YouTube?
Yeah. He was a YouTuber. He's made videos about me, and then he looked up family tree, and then he said we're cousins.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair game. I want to talk too about like your debate with Zerka. I haven't watched it yet. I'm probably gonna watch that after this. How did that go? And like, what do you think about John Zerka?
I think he's kind of a retarded, degenerate moron, but he's funny.
Bro.
Yeah,
Why
that,
is
that
he
debate was
retarded?
pretty funny.
Why do you think he's retarded?
Well, do I even have to explain? Like, I mean, the guy's a little unhinged. Isn't he like a coke addict? And then talks
Nah,
about Christian
that's just the
values, and then
persona.
he like fucks 16-year-olds and shit.
Okay, he never fucked 16-year-olds, and he's also an esoteric wizard. You know, the whole Coke thing's kind of like a persona. You know, that's like what he does to go like giga viral, and then like all the normies that he collects with like that kind of normie persona. All those people he then brings them to God, and he brings them to like the esoteric wizard shit. So he's got a funnel for it.
He's got some words of wisdom. I'll give him that. He's not like totally an idiot. I think a lot of the stuff online is, it's rage baiting and it's trolling and shit. I think he knows what he's doing. He got
Yeah.
flattened by that guy he started a fight with, though. Who was it? Tiki
He won that shit. HS Tiki Talkie, bro. He was like strangling him, dude. I was eating steak in Miami,
He
like
got
right
fucking
at that
flattened.
restaurant.
I saw
that
the
he
video. He got flattened by HS Tiki Talkie.
Aw, he slipped a couple times. He got him in a chokehold at the end, and they had to pull him off.
Nah, he got flattened, dude.
Dude, he slipped, bro. You can literally see HS doesn't even touch him, and he like falls because he's
Well,
high on Percocet.
How do you slip when you have like rubber sole shoes? I think he's just uncoordinated. I've seen him box before.
I mean,
He's not a
okay.
particularly coordinated guy.
That's fair to say, but he was also on Percocet, so that can't help with
Okay,
coordination.
well, yeah, that wouldn't
But
help.
that is also retarded that you try to
Whose
fight
fault
on
is
perks.
that?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think he did win though. Like if you saw at the end, he had the guy in the chokehold, and they're like, "Oh, like stop," because they're like in the middle of the road to like pull him off and stuff. So.
I don't recall that. I just remember him just getting flattened.
Yeah.
He couldn't even land any shots.
Yeah, fair enough, dude. I'm curious, like your thoughts, like the whole red pill thing, because obviously, like that's kind of my space, and these are like a lot of the guys I know. Like obviously, I've had Zerk on my podcast, I've had Sneeko on twice, having Tate on. Like obviously, the red pill is kind of my thing. Like I've had Myron on, like that's kind of my space, right? And obviously, you probably know a lot about the red pill, so I'm curious, like where you stand with like the whole red pill shit.
I think there's some good red pill wisdom, but I think a lot of the dudes in the red pill space are dumb. They're bad with women themselves. They make very bad relationship choices. They're hypocrites. And I think there's definitely criticisms to make about women in general, but like some of them are just like fucking crazy, where it crosses the line from, there are genuine criticisms to make about women to, okay, you're just like an insane, crazy bigot. And a lot of them are scammers too.
That's one of the things I never like fully subscribe to, is like the fully just like hating on women. Like a lot of these people just seem like mad towards women for like no reason.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
It's like they had to have had like some sort of like bad experience.
I think that's what brings them into the red pill to begin with. They had a really bad experience with women, and then they learned some truths about dating and relationships, and then they kind of take it too far, and they just use it to just like hate on women like crazy.
Who do you think in the red pill like really hates on women though? Like, cause like everybody I mentioned, like I don't think that they hate too much. Like obviously there's probably like some niche
Yeah,
figures
it kind of
in the red
depends. I
pill that
think
really hate.
Myron probably crosses that line a fair bit.
He's
Um,
funny though. He's funny. You got to
it
admit.
is funny. Yeah, it is funny, but like again, the like his whole the guy is just bad with women, clearly. He's on like sugar daddy
Myron?
websites. I think that girl he was dating just broke up with him for that rollerblader. People being shitting on him for it.
So you think that Myron's bad with women? I feel like Myron kind of has like he's like a drill sergeant. Like he's got everything kind of in order. I wouldn't suspect that Myron would be somebody that's bad with women. Like what makes you think that?
Well, again, he was relying on those sugar baby or sugar daddy websites, basically just hiring prostitutes. I think
Seriously?
Fresh might be a little worse for shit like that.
Really?
He was dating a literal prostitute.
Base? Well, actually, no, it's not base. Don't date them. Just fuck them. Right?
Yeah, he was dating a chick who was posting on her like TikTok a long list of $340 payments, and she was charging like $340 to dudes for dates.
For dates?
Yeah.
Just for a date, not even to do anything?
I don't know if anything happened afterwards, but I
I
don't
mean,
know
hey,
what some people are willing to do for $340.
yeah, all I gotta say is W Fresh. Like, I don't really know the ins and outs on that, so I'm not gonna like speak on that. Fresh is a good dude.
And he got
Wish me
like that
happy
chick
birthday
pregnant
multiple
too, which is
times.
fucking retarded.
What?
Yeah, he got that Asian chick pregnant, and I think she ended up getting an abortion.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, L on her, I guess, for getting an abortion. Like, that's not okay. Like, killing like a baby in the womb. What's your thoughts on abortion? Like, you seem to really want to preserve like life and stuff. So I'd imagine that you wouldn't be in favor of like kill maxing a baby, right?
I think I think pre-sentience abortion's fine. Post-sentience, unless there's odd specific circumstances, I'd say in most situations it's wrong.
Okay, valid. Yeah, I think the only time it's okay is like if the girl got like raped, then she should be able to get an abortion because like that's not her fault at all. But if she was just like carelessly having sex and gets pregnant, then it's kind of like, that's still a human life that you're carrying at the end of the day. It's not like a women's rights issue. Like, what about the baby's right inside of you? It's
Mm-hmm.
like my body, my choice. These people will say that, and then the same people will be like, "Oh, but you got to get the vaccine." I find that funny too. Like the same people that scream like "my body, my choice" are the same people like, "Oh, you need to get a vaccine to go to a restaurant and shit." It's kind of like that, like hive-minded.
It's a little hypocritical if they think that it's okay to kill a sentient child, but then like they say, you should be forced to get it. Like I do see that as a point of hypocrisy.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, valid, valid, valid. What's your thoughts on the COVID vaccine? Like, did you ever get
No, it's
that shit
great.
or no?
Yep, I got the vaccine. I think
Why?
I think I got 2 boosters.
You got the Goy boosters?
Oh yeah.
Why?
I got
You
a
just like
COVID
want more
infection.
of the Goy? The
I
Goy
did get a
slot?
COVID infection before I got the vaccine, and it was absolutely fucking horrendous. That actually fucked me up for about a year.
But then you're good. That's like the natural vaccine is like you get the illness and you like build up. Like, why do you need
Well,
to get the vaccine
if
after?
you get the illness and then you get the vaccine, you're better protected later on. There are people who've gotten multiple COVID infections. It's not unusual. There's a guy in my chat who I think got COVID 3 times, and each time it was successively worse, and he almost died the third time. There's a retard who I've beefed with for a while, Bobby's Perspective. There's a whole story I could tell you with that guy. But
I think I've heard that name.
yeah, he used to be vegan, then he went carnivore, then he became Muslim. He got COVID 4 times, and he said the fourth time when he was in Thailand, it was really bad, and he's had long COVID. He almost died in the hospital, and he's had long COVID symptoms. And he said he started smoking cigarettes because he heard nicotine helps with long COVID symptoms. And he said he's feeling better smoking cigarettes. I've sounds
That
retarded
sounds
to
pretty
me,
hard.
but
That sounds extremely retarded.
I had COVID symptoms for about a year after I got the infection. It affected my memory. I had a lot of brain fog, and I noticed in particular my vocabulary was shrunk, and I had a really difficult time finding like what words I wanted to say. And took about a year to get
Holy
over
shit,
that and for
bro.
my memory to become normal.
Bro, I might have long COVID.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. How do you get tested for that?
I don't know if there is a test, but long COVID does seem to be a real thing. It COVID affects all the organ systems in your body, so it does cause brain damage. It does affect your immune system in the long term. One of the more kind of scary side effects of COVID is it seems to cause, and particularly in young men, permanent erectile dysfunction.
Seriously?
Yeah. There's been a huge increase in men reporting erectile dysfunction from COVID infections. And I know of one
Yeah.
really interesting case report. There was a patient that was confirmed to have COVID. I think 8 months after the COVID infection, he was reporting erectile dysfunction. They actually took a biopsy of his penis, and the COVID infection was actually still in his penis. There's detectable viral load just inside his penis.
Holy shit. So how do you
Yeah.
get the virus out? Does it
I don't
ever
know.
come out like slowly?
I don't know if your immune system just eventually handles it or whatever, but yeah, it's bad. It affects every organ system in your body. It's
Like
like people talk about how, oh, only old people die. That may be the case. It may not be particularly deadly for younger people, but morbidity is a huge issue. There's been a reduction in overall productivity in the population because it's damaged people's brains. Their IQ has gotten lower. It absolutely affects memory. I was lucky. My memory improved after about a year. But yeah, it fucks people up.
holy shit. So how did you feel then, I guess? I guess you said like brain fog and stuff. What was that kind of like? Like you be talking, you just like forget what you're saying or what?
Yeah, I'd forget what I said like a few minutes earlier, or I'd forget what I wanted to say. I'd have trouble finding like what words I wanted to say. Like my vocabulary kind of shrunk. I'd struggle to find words. So, and I'd just be like more forgetful, and it was pretty noticeable. And it lasted for about a year.
Bro, maybe your mind is just overstimulated. Like maybe you're goon maxing to lesbians too much, like scrolling too much. Like
Nah,
I feel like if my mind's like overstimulated, I get that same thing where I'm like, oh, what was I even just thinking about? Like I don't even remember.
no, I wasn't really gooning like crazy back then.
Yeah. Have you like considered like C-Max, like peptides and stuff, like the nootropics to counterbalance?
I've heard of cerebrolysin. Um, I'm not particularly interested in trying it. There are some peptides I want to try, like
Like what?
melanotan 2. I'll probably
Ooh, I
take
was
that for
about
the
to order
summer.
that today.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're already tan though. You're born with the tan, I feel like kind of.
Yeah, but for the summer, just to have like more protection from the sun. It also has an effect on erectile function. It seems to,
Seriously?
yeah, it has a mechanism that improves erections, and it's unique to something like Cialis or Viagra, and they're actually
Seriously?
looking in using that exact mechanism in new erectile dysfunction drugs.
Seriously? So what, you
Yeah.
just pin MT2 before you're about to have sex? Or you just like always
I
just
think
like
it's a prolonged
go on?
effect when you keep taking it.
Really? So you're gonna take MT2 for that? Why not just take like Cialis or something?
Well, no, it's not. It's not for that. It's just to have more
Right.
tan skin, protection against the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, fair game. What else do you want to try peptide wise?
Maybe GHKCU.
That's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, I might try that. Other than that, like, I'll probably just hop back on growth hormone eventually. I think the last batch of growth hormone I got isn't particularly good. Um,
Why?
I I I tried mixing a vial, and there was no suction. Like normally it's vacuum sealed. The
You have to
vial
like put
I
pumps of air into it.
Yeah, the vial I had, it didn't have a vacuum seal, and then when I mixed it, it was like super cloudy, which shouldn't be happening. It should be clear once you mix it, and so I just
You
threw that
s-
out. And then I got another
yeah.
vial, and that had a seal, and it mixed fine. It didn't mix super well compared to the other batches I had. It took a little while longer to mix, and then when I injected, I had more water retention, and I felt my carpal tunnel come back. I got carpal tunnel from growth before. It can lower your T4 thyroid hormone, and my T4 lowered, and that triggered edema, and that caused carpal tunnel. I got on Synthroid, which is a T4 thyroid hormone. It cleared it up. And then for the last couple months, my carpal tunnel was totally gone. I didn't get any numbness at all. And then, like, the next day when I injected that growth hormone, my hands were starting to get numb again. So I don't
Really?
think it's a particularly good batch.
What's the point of growth hormone? Because I heard it could like grow your organs, it could grow cancer in your body. It just
No.
seems super risky to me.
So it triggers hyperplasia. So with normal anabolics, what it primarily does is it makes your muscle cells get bigger. Growth hormone causes hyperplasia, which means it grows new muscle cells. So it opens up a totally new growth pathway for just more growth total because you have more overall muscle cells, and it also just helps with overall healing, recovery. It boosts collagen synthesis, strengthens your joints, tendons, stuff like that.
When did you hop on growth hormone? Like what age?
Right when I started steroids. That would have
Okay.
been August
Does that make you
2025.
not natty if you just take growth hormone?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's not as anabolic on its own as something like Test or anything else, but it definitely gives you a performance enhancing advantage.
Yeah,
And if you're
because
taking it on its own, you definitely have to take much higher doses to get a hypertrophic effect.
I had growth hormone like shipped to my house when I bought Reddit. They like fucked up the order, so I was contemplating keeping it, but I'm like, ah, damn, like this could grow like cancer and it could grow
Nah.
organs. Stuff like like I don't really need it. I heard it could
No.
cause you to get bloated too.
When you're older, that might be a bigger risk for cancer cell growth. Your immune system kills cancer cells. Growth hormone doesn't cause the growth of cancer cells. So your body always produces cancer cells. It's just that your immune system kills them. If you have a weak immune system and you add in growth hormone, then your immune system might not be able to kill those cancer cells fast enough as they proliferate. So it's a bit more of a risk when you're older. But if you're healthy, I wouldn't really worry about it too much, and you can get cancer screening and all that shit.
Right, and like it just like screens like all of your cells, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually a test that works. It's a little expensive. I think it's like $2,000 or $3,000, but they sequence your genome and stuff, and they can see what cancers are either growing in your body or you're particularly at risk for. But it works.
Mhm.
There's people who've used it. They caught cancer super early, and then they had a really easy treatment getting rid of their cancer. So later on, I might get that every few years.
Yeah, no, that sounds valid. Somebody here says white dude is giving me fake natty vibes. Bro, I mean technically I kinda am. Like, does enclomiphene make you no longer natty?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's like
So I've
Natty
lost my natty card?
Plus.
Have I actually lost my natty card?
It's all relative, right? Like I'd say Natty Plus.
Yeah, because I'm also on like Retta True Tide and then GHKCU. So is that like a natty
I
stack or am I like
I
technically
wouldn't
advanced?
really unless it's growth hormone like GHKCU. All it's really gonna do is just increase collagen synthesis. I'd
Right.
still consider that natty.
Yeah. What about Retta? Is that natty?
Yeah, like when people are talking about natty or not, like you're talking about performance enhancement. Reddit just makes it easier to lose weight. I wouldn't consider that
Right.
performance enhancement.
Right. What supplements do you think are valid? Like, do you ever take like creatine or stuff like
Yeah.
that, or like
Yeah,
what
creatine's
supplements?
good. Protein powders are useful. Vitamin and mineral supplements are good. Do you mind if I
Does
just take a
creatine
piss
grow
real
you?
quick? I just gotta go to the
Yeah, go
bathroom.
for it.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
just
go
take
for it, bro.
2 seconds.
Okay, bet. All right, yo, chat. What's up to Vegan Gains chat? Yo, guys, I hope you're doing well. Guys, plug myself, Tyson Hockley. You know the face, you know the voice, you know the name. Go check me out and shit. Yeah, bro, I know that you guys have absolutely loved this debate. W in the chat if I won the debate. W in the chat if I cooked. Oh, he's really got his setup like right in his gym. That looks kind of cool. It's like a man cave kind of. Guys, I want to see those W's in chat for the victory on the debate. Guys, W debate, guys. Let's see those W's in the chat. I desperately need testosterone, bro. I'm not in clone with you. My testosterone's actually pretty high, bro. I literally did a physique reveal earlier in the stream. I'm not sure if you saw it. Tyson, you're chill. I appreciate you, bro. Do you live in Victoria, BC? Yo, what the fuck? How do you know that? How do you know what city I live in, bro? That's kind of scary. I didn't watch it, but you probably lost. No, dude, I won. I cooked. We're talking about space. I was telling him how fake space is, you know? How unreal outer space is. Tyson, you're chill, but you gotta do more research. I agree. Dude, I do need to do more research, but this whole day I was busy trying to get my Instagram account back. So I was like, fuck. So I didn't really, like, prepare. W Physique, I appreciate it, bro. Bro, and clomiphene is gonna mess up your retina? Nah, I don't think that's true. Um, Stop causing innocent harm on innocent animals. Bro, I'm vegan today. I've not eaten a single animal today, bro. I'm more vegan than probably some of you guys watching in the chat right now. Tyson's pretty tall. True, true. Good convo. I appreciate it. The buildings in your debate. Holy smokes. Or I mean the street interviews. I could tell by the buildings in Victoria. Damn, yeah. Good eye for that. Good eye. Dude, I got pressed by some guy in the gym the other day. He came up to me and called me a manosphere douchebag. He said I'm like somehow like promoting hate. Guys, L hater in the chat. That's the first time I've ever had a hater come up to me. That's Victoria, BC for you though. Tyson, do you like Rome? I don't really know. I don't really have a opinion on Rome. Do a gym stream with vegan games? I'm definitely down. That'd be fire.
I'm back.
Yo, what's up? What were we just talking about? We're talking about like creatine and like supplements and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think that doesn't creatine like make your face get like bloated and stuff?
Nah.
Okay.
No, it causes intracellular water retention in your muscles, which is a good thing. Your muscles need to be well hydrated. Your muscles produce force through like hydraulics, basically. So the more saturated your muscles are with water, the better.
So can creatine actually like help you build muscle? Like, are you likely to build muscle on creatine, or is it kind of just like more water in your muscles?
Yeah, over time it will help. So, like again, the more hydrated your muscles are, the more ability they're going to have to produce force. And the primary mechanism in which hypertrophy occurs is through mechanical tension. So, if you're lifting heavier weights for more overall volume, you're going to build more muscle.
Right. So given everything that like you know about me and like my physique and stuff, like what stack do you think I should hop on? Whether that's like supplements, peptides, maybe even steroids, like what would you recommend for me to like put on the most muscle? And then I guess you could like assume like, oh, say I'm like on a vegan diet or something. Like what's gonna help regardless? Like what supplements?
So I would start with 20 milligrams of testosterone, either a nenthate or cypionate per day.
Really?
I lean more towards an enthate for a variety of reasons. I know like there's some people who disagree. Like Todd Lee, who I learned a lot from, he recommends cypionate because you get more stable levels than an enthate. But I think that the peaks and troughs are probably a bit of a good thing. I've noticed for me that I do have better libido on an enthate. And it's probably because of those higher peaks and lower troughs.
Right.
I think you're less prone to aromatize on an enthate, again, because you do have a reduction in your peak levels later in the day. So
Would you be infertile right now? Like say you stop taking the test and stuff, would you be infertile from testosterone?
no. So going on steroids doesn't make you infertile. It will lower your sperm count. but it doesn't necessarily make you infertile. It can, but if it does, you probably had fertility issues beforehand. Like there's plenty, like there's bodybuilders that are blasting 2 grams of gear per week, and they can still conceive. Like Ronnie Coleman,
Right.
he conceived 8 kids during his Mr. Olympia reign. So
Does that make you more likely to have a daughter though? Like if you've used
yeah,
testosterone and stuff?
yeah, it does.
See, I can't have that. I want a fucking son that I can mold to conquer the earth. I can't like
Yeah,
bro,
so
if I pump out a daughter, then I try again and have another daughter and then try again and now I'm stuck with 3 daughters. I'm taking a dive off the overpass.
yeah, like I mean, if you're worried about that, I just go off for a year, just go on like enclomiphene or HCG monotherapy, and then try to conceive like a year later.
Yeah.
I've had family members who've had only daughters. My one uncle had 2 daughters. My other uncle had 1 daughter. So happens.
Yeah, I need a son to keep my bloodline alive though, because I'm an only child.
Yeah, I get it. I get wanting son.
Yeah. So would testosterone like likely like say I just did a cycle right now, would that likely make it so I can't have a daughter in the or sorry, I can't have a son in the
No,
future?
no.
Would that have any impact at all?
Not long term. No. Maybe while you're on. I think it also depends like how much steroids you're taking exactly. But like you will find some dudes who are on gear who have male children. I know Dorian Yates, he has a son, and I think he
Yeah,
conceived when he was on gear.
got you. Would my testosterone come back naturally, do you think?
In all
Or no?
likelihood, Connor Sinan was on steroids, then he got locked up in Japan, and then a month
Yeah.
later his test went back to 700 something. So
How do you know he didn't just hop back on?
didn't what?
That he didn't just like hop back on
His test would be higher. You'd have to take a
at 700?
ridiculously low dose, and I think his LH and FSH wasn't suppressed either.
Yeah, I think my mom's listening to the conversation right now. Do you think I should? You still think I should hop on test? She's like just like behind right now. Mom, should I hop on testosterone? Why not? The internet thinks I need testosterone. What would you say to my
Um,
mom who's afraid of me taking test?
Look, it entirely depends on what you want to do with your life and what's important to you and like all these things. I think I would say most men should be on testosterone once they've reached their
Really?
full adult height. Just makes you
Ooh,
better. Makes you just more mentally strong and capable. It improves your executive function. You just get more productive. You feel better. You're in a more positive mood all the time. You're more level-headed, like more stoic, where you can control your emotions better. Sexual function generally improves. It's hard to say how, like, what percentage of men end up having erectile issues on tests, but I'd say maybe like less than 10%, and it's related to estrogen. Some men are just highly sensitive to estrogen affecting erectile function. So you might be really good with your erectile function when your estrogen's in the 30s, but if it goes out of that range,
and
but
you're
again,
fucked.
it's a fairly easy fix, especially if you're going to use something like some sort of aromatase inhibitor like I wouldn't use Arimidex. That will crush your testosterone, or sorry, crush your estrogen. But if you use the appropriate dose of like Boldenone or what's the stupid one that's way too expensive now? Can't even really get it. It's made by Bayer. Um, whatever. There's some steroids that work as an aromatase inhibitor. Boldenone's
Yeah.
extremely potent. You have to be careful with not taking too much, but like again, estrogen management's pretty easy.
Somebody says, ask mom about Turk Builder. Yeah, I might hit up Greg Doucette and purchase some Turk Builder Max.
That is the most bullshit scam fucking supplement that I think has ever been sold in the fitness industry.
Why?
So one, there's absolutely no research indicating that it does anything. And Greg knows this. He's so desperate for evidence that it does shit that he scoured the internet for garbage research that came out of the Soviet Union. It wasn't placebo controlled. They literally just got a bunch of people, gave them the supplement, no placebo control, and they said, oh, something happened, and you can see the results. Like, they're ridiculous. Like, they claim, 10 pounds of muscle growth in like a week. It's just clearly not true. None of those
I heard
results
they
have
have
ever been
steroid-like
replicated.
effects.
Huh?
They have steroid-like effects, right?
Yeah, he says that, but everybody who's on it doesn't get steroid-like effects. What's funny is he claimed to have gained 5 pounds of muscle in a month when he started taking turkesterone. Turns out what he was selling at the time wasn't even turkesterone, it was some other ecty steroid. And then all the natty influencers, like Will Tennyson, Hussein Farhat, when they take turkesterone, they mention losing weight. Like they specifically mention they got leaner and the weight on the scale reduced. So if this thing is doing anything, I think it's likely acting as a SERM. So it's just like reducing estrogen or reducing the action of estrogen. And that's why you see some like water weight loss. And like if it does anything at all. Which again isn't necessarily good for you. Your body needs estrogen. Estrogen's important for tissue repair. It's important for like cardiac health, brain health. And again, one of the side effects that people often mention on turkesterone is they feel kind of jittery. They feel like they have more energy. They get some anxiety. Greg has talked about this too. That is actually an effect of aromatase inhibitors and SERMs. If you use Arimidex, a lot of people mention having a bit more energy, trouble sleeping, they get some anxiety problems. That's an effect of having reduced estrogen. So
What about enclomiphene? Does it do that too?
enclomiphene can do that. So can HCG monotherapy. I've seen a lot of dudes on HCG monotherapy talk about anxiety problems, sleep issues, just not feeling good. It's probably through some different mechanism, but yeah, HCG monotherapy and enclomiphene, they're not as well tolerated as testosterone.
So would you say that Tren, Mogs, Turk Builder Max?
Oh yeah, in terms of gains that you'll make, absolutely. And Tren is dirt cheap. I think I can get a vial for like $70 or $80. You'll get a lot more progress on Tren.
Why don't you do more things than just tests? Like, why do you keep it at only testosterone?
Well, I'm on 437 milligrams of testosterone right now, 105 milligrams of boldenone. That's for estrogen management. It's a small dose of boldenone just to keep my estrogen around like the 60s. That's where I seem to be best. It also has some benefits for collagen synthesis. Boldenone's really great for that. And I just started going on nandrolone phenylpropionate. I'm doing 10 milligrams a day, so 70 milligrams a week.
What's that?
It's a 19 nor. It's similar to Tren. It's not quite as potent, and it doesn't have some of the same effects. But it mimics cortisol, and it seems to help cushion your joints by increasing synovial fluid. So that's why
It mimics
I'm on it.
cortisol? So you're spiking your cortisol by having it?
No, it mimics cortisol. Cortisol's good for you. It's an anti-inflammatory. You need it, like, if you didn't have any cortisol, if it went to zero, you'd die literally within a matter of hours. There are some medical conditions where if your cortisol can go to zero and you'll end up just going into shock and dying. So you need cortisol. And again, nandrolone does mimic cortisol, and it just helps with like tissue repair, reducing inflammation, and again, it increases synovial fluid within your joints. So a lot of people with back pain, shoulder pain, they do note improvements on nandrolone. So I figured, I have some aches and pains here and there. Figured I might as well try it.
Do you think that getting jacked is like really that important? Like for me, I'm like I already am happy with my body. I'm like I more so want to focus on like career and like social media. Do you think it's more important for me to just really focus on getting as big as and as strong as possible? Like how important do you think like having big muscles really is?
Well, people do treat you differently. People absolutely give you more respect and reverence if you look physically imposing. I think that's why you do see a disproportionate amount of CEOs that are over 6 feet tall.
Hmm.
A lot of CEOs are like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5".
How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
W Chad
Yeah.
type shit.
So, and again, I've noticed people treat me differently as I've gotten bigger. So, I
Yeah.
do think it is important socially. Like, there's a reason why men kind of get more respect and are taken seriously, and men are probably able to negotiate higher pay just because, even if it's not something you like consciously like,
Subconscious.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
subconscious thing, like, oh, this guy can hurt me, he's kind of dangerous, maybe I will give him like a pay raise when he asks, you know.
Yeah. No, that's facts. How important do you think height is then for that? Do you think that's just as important?
Same. Yeah, same. I think there's probably a reason why you see a disproportionate amount of CEOs that are over 6 feet tall for the same reason. Like, they're just able to be respected more, they're taken more seriously, and it's probably just like some chimpanzee, like ape subconscious thing.
And what about like clout? Like how important do you think like having like clout and like followers is? Is it as important as like being big, tall, and jacked? Like say you have a million followers, but you're like 5'7".
Yeah, I mean, it like I think it plays into each other, right? Like people are
Mm.
probably going to be more interested in you, take you more seriously, especially like depending on what you're doing. Like if you're into fitness, and you're giving fitness advice, that absolutely would play a role in how many followers you get
Right.
and how seriously you're taken.
Right. I'm just talking about like in real life like status. Like obviously being tall and jacked gives you status, but like what if you just had like a million followers but you're like short and you're not necessarily jacked? Would you still have that same kind of aura cuz like you got status
Well,
online?
you can see people like Neon. He's got a lot of followers. He makes good money,
Yeah.
but you can kind of see how, like, what people
Oh,
think
he
of
gets
him.
bitches though. That like Sam chick, like she's a
Yeah.
gold digger, but she's hot.
Yeah, but I mean, do you want those sort of relationships? Like, I think there's a reason why Andrew Tate is kind of taken a bit more seriously than somebody like Neon, right?
Right. Fucking Neon. And Jack Doherty. What's your thoughts on Jack Doherty? He's pretty cool. I met him in Miami. We did a stream together.
Yeah, I don't know what he's like in person. He like I know he acts like the most obnoxious twat online. I don't know if he's any different when the cameras are off.
Dude, he's chill. Like he was like defending me. I was debating somebody on stream and he's like, yeah, like I fuck with Tyson. And he like dapped me up. He's like, Tyson's right. Like he's cool. He's cool in person.
Yeah, yeah,
It
he
was
might
so
just
random though. Like I wasn't expecting him to pull up to the stream, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh yeah, Jack Doherty's pulling up and Clavicular." But then
right.
Clav didn't pull up because he's got like beef with Gary or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Bro, like Jack Doherty's pulling up to the function. That's fire." But no, he's chill in person. Actually, I
Hmm.
don't mind Jack.
Yeah, I think he is an absolute dickhead online though.
He kind of plays into that dickhead
It
persona
works,
though. I
you
think.
know, it works for him. Like I've seen his house, so can't
Yeah.
argue with results.
Facts. All right, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we've kind of gone through like a lot of stuff. I feel like it's been really good too. Like I'm gonna clip this up, put this on my channel, and yeah, I appreciate you for doing another debate. I think it's been pretty fire.
Yeah.
W's in the chat. If I won earlier, I want to see those W's. If I cooked him on the moon landing because the Earth is flat and we never went to the moon. W's in the chat if that's the case. But dude, I appreciate the debate, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah,
Oh
we'll do
yeah.
it
All right,
again
bro. Keep
sometime.
feeling it.
Yeah, take care, dude.
Oh what?
We'll do it again
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah, yeah. I'll try to find some like famous like people to debate you too. I could like moderate. Like I say I get like a Christian guy or something like that. Like would
I'd
you
be
be
down.
down?
Yeah, I'd be down.
Okay, bet. I'll be on the search then.
All right. All right, see you,
All
dude.
right, bro. All right, take care.
All right, that was fun.
You know, Who cares if humans die anyway? Humans are an abominable species anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Is he genuinely proposing that unicorns hold more validity than dinosaurs? Good God.
I think he is just kind of trolling and rage baiting. Pretty sure he wasn't serious. But thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Also, seeing how this guy is using the Bible, it's likely he doesn't even know what dementia is.
I think he knows what dementia is. He might just be a little silly. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
It's kind of weird that Jesus had long hair, as the Bible clearly states that it's sinful for men to have long hair.
Does it? I don't know if it does. What I do know is Jesus is a pencil neck beta male. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Did you hear this guy say outer space is fake while you were gone, VG?
I did. I'm sure in our lifetime, space travel will probably end up being much more accessible, and it's going to be hard to make that argument. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Oh, he come.
You recommended all men be on test for their adult life. What do you recommend is must-have for women? Women version? I am trying to build muscle with minimal fat, but I have fatigue issue always. I am vegetarian with eating very minimal dairy products.
Well, one, I'd stop eating dairy because that's retarded. Just go vegan. Secondly, there's a lot of things that could be causing fatigue issues. Women, like, this is just the reality. Women eat the stupidest shit. They follow the dumbest fucking diets, especially when they're trying to lose weight. You see this all the fucking time. Like, if you look at some of the diets in women's magazines, for the longest time, they're just fucking retarded. One of the silliest things I've ever seen, wine diet I think 1950s or something. In Vogue magazine, there was some wine diet where, like, this is what women come up with. Like, this is a real thing that was published in a magazine. Breakfast, 1 egg, a glass of white wine, and black coffee. Lunch, 2 eggs, 2 glasses of white wine, black coffee. Dinner, 5-ounce steak, lemon juice, and white wine. You're going to feel like shit if you eat that. And I've seen all the kind of retarded, crazy, restrictive diets that women do. So I don't know if that, like, some of that's your problem. You need a varied diet with an adequate amount of, macronutrients and micronutrients. Aside from that, so you may want to be on some sort of hormone replacement therapy. So, like, you've seen it published quite frequently that male testosterone levels are declining. The same thing's happening to women. Women's testosterone levels are also declining. So the kind of side effects that occur from low testosterone in men, they're also comparable in women, where you have low energy, lack of libido, lack of motivation, mood issues. So I would recommend for everyone, men and women included, to get a hormone panel where you look at your testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, also look at your thyroid function, and just get a comprehensive vitamin and mineral panel. Sometimes with energy, like, you might have low iron. Women in particular are prone to low iron levels. And then just go from there, right? So if you notice your testosterone is very low, you might want to consider hormone replacement therapy. Women absolutely should go on hormone replacement therapy when they reach menopause. That's obvious. But if you're a young woman, testosterone is probably the hormone you'd want to look at. If your testosterone's low, you might want to go on a replacement dose of testosterone. And again, just get a, vitamin mineral panel done. See if you're low in iron. That's pretty common for women when they're menstruating. And yeah, just go from there. Thanks for the donation, though, Eve. Appreciate it.
That kid has been watching too much Joe Rogan. Also, here is my cat.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. That's a really good cat. Oh my god. So pretty. That is a really good cat. Wow, that's a good cat. I have my kitty right here. You see him? Yeah, there he is. It's my big chungus. I love kitties. Thanks for the donation, Ben Boy.
I don't like you arguing in bad faith about Crom. Or at least you should make it clear you don't genuinely believe in Crom. Like you still just look kinda like a retard who believes in magical sky daddies. I get the point you're trying to make, but still.
Crom is just an analogy, really, for Stoicism. That's how I see it. In any case, even if people took me seriously, I think if we had a society that believed in Crom, we'd be better off. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st.
Is Tyson Hockley anti-Smite? He kept saying Goy over and over, and he said he is friends with Myron and Sneeko and all these people who are all anti-Smites. Why didn't you push back on that when he called you Goyim so much?
Once mass media.
I wouldn't really be able to tell you. I don't know. I don't know if he means anything by it, or if he just picked up, these phrases. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Tom Cruise is known as one.
Might watch these later.
Really, society would be better if we all believed in Corm House OVG.
Well, you would adopt, it's like, again, it's basically an analogy for Stoicism. So I think Stoicism is the best philosophy that mankind has ever fucking produced. It just, like, it kind of solves the problem of the human condition. And it just teaches self-discipline, control, and it lets you just take control of your mind and your life, Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
I'm 42, should I start TRT?
Yes. Most men report feeling So there's a linear dose response with serum testosterone and feelings of wellness. Testosterone is an extremely potent antidepressant. It's the best antidepressant drug that's being made so far. In research, they've used doses up to 600 milligrams per week, which is a lot. That is an extremely high dose. That's more testosterone than I've ever taken so far. And there's a linear dose response with feelings of wellness and higher doses of testosterone. When I was on 350 milligrams of test, my testosterone was 4,100. I'm on 437 right now. It's probably a fair bit higher now. It's probably in the mid to high 4,000 range at this point. I did test it right after I injected, but yeah, most men, when you consider all side effects you could possibly have, they seem to report like the best overall experience when their test is somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 milligrams per deciliter. Tolerability of testosterone varies from individual to individual. I can guarantee you're gonna feel better when your testosterone's higher. So I would recommend it. I would start with just 20 milligrams test per day. And then from there, adjust the dose as needed. Thanks for the donation, though, Fart Knocker.
Cromwell, the god of tits and ass. I can't decide which god I should worship.
Well, you don't worship Crom. You don't pray to him because he sees prayer as weakness. Again, Crom is just the god that gives mankind strength from birth, and he does nothing for you after that. So you don't worship Crom. Thanks for the donation, though, Ben Boy.
What's up, VG? I have a roid-related question. I'm seriously considering starting test. 5'8" plus 160 pound, how does 42 milligrams test Seori a day sound for starting off, and do you recommend adding a second compound for E2 management like Bold, Master or Primo low dose?
You're not going to be able to get Masteron or Primo right now. You might be able to find some suppliers that have it in stock, but most of it's fake at this point. So if you want to take a steroid for estrogen management, you're pretty much just going to be stuck with Boldnone. Do not start off with 42 milligrams Tessie or an Enthate per day. That's going to be too much. I would recommend starting off with 20 milligrams a day. That'll be 140 per week. And then after a month or two, you can up the dose. Your body has to get used to exogenous hormones. So if you just start off with a really, really high dose, you're just asking to get side effects. I started off with 30 milligrams per day. I was developing gyno, but I had Arimidex on hand. I just took a dose of Arimidex, and then I lowered the test dose temporarily, and then over the next week, I raised it back up to 30. And then I didn't have any issues with estrogen after that. So your body just gets used to, like, there's a adjustment period where some of your glands are just more sensitive, and your body has compensatory mechanisms. And then once those kick in, you can up the dose as needed. So the most I would recommend for somebody starting off is 30 milligrams a day, but I would say just start with 20 milligrams a day. That's the lowest risk of side effects. You're going to feel a lot better. Your test is going to be higher anyway, and then you can always add in more later. So you're better off just minimizing side effects. On 30 milligrams a day for 2 months, I gained 20 pounds of muscle. So that was the difference in only 2 months. And that's on 30 milligrams, 210 per week. So you don't need that much. These are very, very powerful drugs. Now, not everyone's going to get those sorts of results. I'm pretty sure like I'm a hyper responder, and those sorts of results are abnormal for those doses, but these are really powerful drugs. They'll do a lot for you regardless. So just start off with a lower dose, and just once your body gets used to it, then you can consider adding as needed. And if you need estrogen management, I would just have Arimidex on hand, just in case you get E2 side effects. It'll crush your estrogen very quickly, and again, it's a really well-researched compound that's been around for a while. It's very safe. I would just have that on hand if you start experiencing E2 side effects, because it'll work basically instantly. And if you want to up the dose, and you do need to manage E2, then just use Boldenone. It tends to be an extremely potent aromatase inhibitor for most people, so you don't need much. I would say you probably want to start with like a quarter of the dose of Boldenone. So like you probably want like a 4-to-1 ratio of test to Boldenone or EQ. That seems to work for me. I'm on 437 test and 105 Boldenone. Some people it might be a 2-to-1 ratio, but again, most people it's probably going to fall somewhere between 4-to-1 to 2-to-1. You don't want to use it as like a primary anabolic. It just doesn't work that way. It really crushes your E2, and you're probably going to feel like shit and get some side effects too from the low E2, like the nervousness, anxiety, if you do too high a dose. But hope that answers your question. And again, it's a really, really fucking bad idea if you start using steroids and you start using multiple compounds at once, because then you have no idea what compound is causing what side effect. So just start with testosterone at a low dose. See how you do. You don't want to experience side effects. They can be very annoying. And expensive to deal with. Like if you just go on a high dose of test with no aromatase inhibitor or something, you can like develop gyno, and it'll be permanent unless you get surgery. Like you don't want to have to deal with that. So just low dose testosterone, 20 milligrams a day. Have Arimidex on hand just in case you need it to prevent gyno growth. Some people are like really hyper convert to estrogen. And then just go from there. Just wait it out, see how you do in the next month or two. And then if you want to up the dose for whatever reason, if you want more anabolism, or if you want to see if higher dose gives you more benefits, then, increase the dose to like 30 milligrams, see how you do for a month or two, and, just follow that process. But the one thing that people kind of get wrong about steroids is they think one steroid is better for anabolism than another. They all work the same. They all do the same thing. They're all going to build about as much muscle as one or the other. Like some might be a little bit more anabolic milligram for milligram, but your choice of steroids is really going to come down to like tolerability and what gives you the best bang for buck in terms of like, anabolism and benefits to side effects. And testosterone, it's extremely well tolerated. The side effects are very predictable, very easy to manage. So you should just stick to test. And you can play around with different steroids to see if you respond better to others. The one thing I would caution against is do not mix testosterone with a high dose of nandrolone, because that is the most surefire guaranteed way to give yourself gynecomastia. The dudes with like the really, really big bitch tits, that's from mixing testosterone with nandrolone. So just don't do that. Don't mix high doses of test with any 19-nor steroids. Anadrol can also do that. Anadrol also makes you more sensitive to estrogen. But yeah, aside from like, and again, these days, because of the Mast and Primo shortage, you're primarily just going to stick to test anyway. Thanks for the donation though, Zed97. Hope that helps. 2 Mexican euros donated $2. This is the gayest shit you'll hear all day. Or hear today. Andy Elliott's training.
Sales trainer and business coach. I signed up to be contacted by one of his recruiters, and he wanted me to sign up for one of the VIP packages at one of Andy's sales retreats. After
Swag
party.
bag, you get closer seats, you're more closer to the stage, you're in better eye contact with Andy.
So I asked him if I could do something one-on-one with Andy.
Well, bro, it's funny that you say that because we actually have this thing called Bloodline Breaker, where you'll work out with Andy, where he'll do like a mastermind for like 3 hours.
What's
and
that?
Then a mastermind is him talking, you having that time with him.
Because he's mastermind.
Yes,
Right,
right.
Okay, how much is that?
Now, that one's $20,000 for that.
I asked what else that $20K gets me.
Shaking his hand, bro tapping him, all that stuff. Absolutely.
Oh, what's bro tapping?
Shaking his hand, slapping his back, broing him up, dabbing him up.
Ooh, slapping his back?
I don't know. He might let you do it if you ask him.
I mean, I paid him $20,000. I should be able to slap his butt. So he sent me an invoice for $5K, and he wanted me to pay them right then and there over the phone. And on the invoice, it said non-refundable. So I asked him what that meant, and he said if something happens and you weren't able to make it, then we would keep the money. I said, oh, if like my grandma dies or something? And he said, yeah. So I told him I was going to go get my credit card and put him on hold for a few minutes. I was joking around about the grandma thing, but I was going to get my credit card, and so I got a text from my grandpa, and he said she did pass.
What? Bro. Wow. Bro. Man.
How do you like that'd be obvious that this is just a joke.
I am so sorry to hear that, brother.
Can I just read this? Can I just read this card number to you? Like,
Yeah, bro. Go ahead.
So I read him 14 of the 16 credit card digits. How many more digits do you need?
You gave me all of them except for the last 2.
Okay. These are gonna be tough. Is there a favorite number? Thankfully, he was there to console me.
This is life, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's life. This is exactly what happens when you're becoming the person you need to become, right?
He was a sacrifice. I mean, timing is, it makes sense. Someone had to go.
Everybody, we all have an expiration, right?
We all have expiration, people, grandmas, and credit cards. I'm moving my family to Chicago, and I'm performing a show at the Den Theater on July.
That is genuinely retarded.
Movies. Well, what the fuck is a movie now? Okay, what the fuck is a movie now? What, something that plays in theaters for a token release for 4 fucking weeks, all right? And by the second week, you can watch it on television. I didn't get into all this for diminishing returns. I mean, it was bad enough in 97, all right? I mean, not in 97. It was bad enough in 2019, and that was the last fucking year of movies, all right? And that was a shit deal as far as I was concerned. The fact that it's gotten drastically worse, and that it's a show pony exercise now, the theatrical release, and then in 2 weeks you can watch it on this one and that one. Okay, theater, you can't do that. Theater, they pay a lot of fucking money to get in that seat, but there's no fucking taping it. There's no fucking cell phones. Hello, everybody with a cell phone. Okay, there's no fucking cell phones. You own the audience for that time, for that for that moment, they are all yours. They are in the palm of your hand. And it's not just about doing art. It's about wowing them. It's about giving them a great night out. They've made it worth it for them. Now,
there's two main problems with the movie industry right now. One is films are just way too fucking expensive. Like, these budgets are so overblown. And what that means is, in order to get funding for these movies, all the people who are putting the money into these films, they obviously want to make sure that they're going to get a return on their investment for putting so much money in. So what that means is there's going to have to be creative sacrifices made where they're not able to take risks. They're going to think about things like, oh, well, what does your average person going to see a movie want to see? We have to appeal to the like lowest common denominator, and like a lot of movies just end up being like boring and stupid because of that. And two, like, this is especially apparent with a lot of the shit like Disney's making. A lot of studio execs, a lot of writers, directors, they're these woke, libtard, commie, feminist fuckwits who have like some stupid ass agenda. And, you know, every character has to be fucking gay. The main character has to be a woman who's perfect and better than everybody at everything. You know, the whole Mary Sue thing with like Star Wars. So, and like people just don't want it. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. Hunter Toby, lol. White people really be naming their kid Hunter. Yeah. Thanks for the donation, 2 Mexican euros. $882, false rape accusation debate, 1245, watch for a minute, and 2035, Rachel Wilson pulls out Uno reverse card law. 1245.
To women.
No. I just need evidence, Rocky.
And especially Trump.
Okay.
You don't need evidence because it's right in front of you. You don't.
Honey, I was lied on. I was lied on about at work, and it was found out that person lied. So I'm sorry if I'm a little impartial to say it needs evidence.
It comes out.
Yeah, it does come out. All the evidence does come out, but in her case, it was a farce. Now this one, I'd have to do.
Shut the fuck up. Don't call victims liars. Don't come on here and discredit a woman who had the courage to come forward after 20 years when it would do nothing but bring her pain and heartache and death threats. You're obviously...
Women are insane, and they will lie about rape literally just for attention, even if it's negative attention, just because, like, some of these women are insane, immature, like, crazy people who are just desperate for attention. That girl who accused the lacrosse team at her college of gang raping her, she literally said that. She literally just did it for attention.
Biased, and you have an agenda because you want to protect men. That sounds like you have.
By the way, women get falsely accused of rape and sexual assault. And it's from women. I've made videos about false rape accusations, and women have messaged me telling me their stories of like they're lesbian or bisexual, and they would like do something with some girl, and then the girl was kind of known as being straight, but then people found out about their lesbian hookup and they got embarrassed, and then later on they accused them of rape or sexual assault. Women do this to other women. So like when people tell you these false rape accusations, oh, you're only saying it's possible the woman's lying because you want to protect men. No, it also protects women, you fucking idiot.
There's something within you you're aligning with there that you're protecting, and it's very obvious. But like
2035.
Bait Rachel. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Well, I heard the other interaction you had with Max, I think his name was, where you guys were talking about the allegations and he was asking for evidence and you were talking about what's behind you there. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my personal experience. So something that happened to me about 22 years ago. I was living in California at the time, and I happened to meet Kamala Harris at a private event, and she touched me in an unwanted place and SA'd me. And I just would like to come forward and tell my story, and I'm hoping that you'll believe me.
Sure. Well, I'm sorry that happened. I mean, if that's what you're saying happened, I have no reason to think otherwise.
So if I were to file
it's that easy.
a lawsuit detailing this and, explaining it and saying that, I had friends who I told this to at the time, even though it was 22 years ago. You think that that should prevent her from running for public office or being elected president just because I make these allegations and I have good descriptions and people who, corroborate my story? Or do you think I would need a higher bar of evidence to do something like that to a public official or to anyone?
So, Rachel, I guess I can tell that you're using this as a example. This is not something that genuinely happened to you, right?
No epistemic standards. These people have no epistemic standards.
Yeah, I want you to think through what it is that you're actually asking for here when you say we should just believe women and that should be enough.
If there's a pervasive pattern, like this isn't just something that you take, this one thing, like the very detailed account that I had behind me, okay? If it was one instance where, there could have been a lot, there's a lot.
Let me see your.
Jeez. That's brutal. Thanks for the donation, eh?
My favorite part of the debate was when he started asking about your ex-wife and you tried to quickly change topics. LOL nigga.
Yeah, great. Wonderful.
Also, should I add HCG at a lower dose for fertility? And what do you think of adding turinabol for a short period of time into, or should orals be avoided? Is staying on test indefinitely a good idea if bloods are good? Thanks you, very helpful advice.
So, there's no reason to add in a drug unless it's needed. HCG has side effects and it has a lower tolerability than testosterone. A lot of people mention having things like anxiety and brain fog and difficulty with sleeping on HCG. Those are some of the most common reported mental health side effects. And HCG also tends to increase the conversion of testosterone into estrogen. So some of the estrogenic side effects like water retention, high blood pressure, and gynecomastia are going to be more prevalent when you add an HCG to testosterone. So unless you need, like, HCG is a fertility drug. So if you don't need fertility, then why would you, if you don't need fertility support, then why would you add in a fertility drug? So I would only consider using a fertility drug if you're actually trying to conceive. Taking HCG continuously throughout your entire life doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't improve fertility outcomes versus just using it when you need it. And again, it comes with all these other side effects or potential side effects. And it does have a cost. It's not free. So why would you add in a drug that will potentially give you all these other side effects for no benefit and extra cost? Doesn't make any sense. Also, I wouldn't recommend using orals, especially Trinabol. Trinabol's not a particularly good oral, especially when you have access to Anavar, with the generic name being Oxandrolone. Anavar is much better. It is probably a bit more anabolic, It's also more safe on your liver. It has very low liver toxicity compared to any other oral steroid. So I wouldn't recommend Trinabol, especially when you could just use Anavar. If you want, like, again, all steroids do the same thing. They all build muscle the exact same way. So if you want more anabolism, just add in more test. Test is extremely safe. It's not liver toxic. It's not hepatotoxic. It's not nephrotoxic. It's not neurotoxic. It's just a bioidentical hormone that's extremely safe for all the organ systems in your body. And it's very well tolerated. So I would first recommend just adding in test. There's not really any reason for anybody to take oral steroids. Like, unless you're competing in bodybuilding, and then you might want to use Anavar before a show, just because it produces a certain look. It dehydrates you a little bit. It helps you shed some water, makes you look leaner. But like, if you're not doing that, there's not really any point. Thanks for the donation, though, Zed97. I hope that helps. Appreciate it. And yeah, you can be on testosterone indefinitely. It's fine.
Good God, woman are nuts.
Yeah, a lot of them. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
What are your thoughts on Buddhist philosophy? It is similar to Stoicism in the sense that both of them are about overcoming the hardships/suffering of life, although they both teach different paths to get there.
There is a fair bit of overlap. The one thing I don't like about Buddhism is it kind of teaches you to be complacent. Like, if you can change your physical circumstances to be more preferable, like, why wouldn't you? Like, if earning more money gives you a more comfortable place to live that's more in line with your preference, like, why wouldn't you do that? Whereas with Buddhism, it kind of teaches you, like, oh, well, it's all in your head. You can be perfectly happy and fine being poor. It's just, okay, that's great, but like the amount of kind of cognitive effort that would take to reach that point is kind of greater than just, you know, working more or getting a better job and then, you know, getting on that way. So there is overlap with some of the teachings with, like, you know, control over your own mind. But, yeah, Stoicism's better. It's just more based. Like, look at, like, if you look at, like, these are marble statues. Like, nobody knows exactly how these people look, but there's a lot of Stoic Greek philosophers who talked about the importance of, like, eating healthy and exercising, and they look like jacked fucking chads. Whereas when you look at fucking Buddhists, they're all skinny fucking twink beta males. Like, the Dalai Lama is some loser fucking beta male gay boy lover. The dude's a fucking pedophile, and he's like part of some pedophile cult. But like, look at all these people. They're just weak fucking pussies. I think like, you know, people will talk shit and say, like, you can't judge somebody by how they look, but it says something when you see people who are weak and fragile and just, they have not cared about their physical ability. It coincides with other things. Like, there's a reason why all the dudes in Code Pink are these, like, weak beta male fucking, you know, dicks. And it's because, like, people who are kind of more interested in being physically strong and healthy and fit, they tend to be more like mentally strong, dedicated, serious people. That just tends to be the case. So I think that does speak volumes that you see a lot of these, Greek philosophers who practice Stoicism. They're in great shape. They were strong. They actually cared. A lot of them talked about the importance of good nutrition and exercise. I think that says something about how useful and serious the philosophy is. Thanks for the donation, though, Ben Boy.
I hope Durian Ryder mentions your ex.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
35.
I guess we can take a look. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
Do you think obesity in kids that continues into adulthood has permanent effects on testosterone? Basically, you cooked your system in childhood, or is it something that can come back to healthy levels once weight is lost?
Obesity in childhood predicts obesity later in life. So I know for a fact that early childhood obesity makes you more likely to be obese and less healthy later in life. Some of that could be from long-term hormonal damage. It's possible. There has actually been a trend towards slightly lower growth as well. Average male height over time. So if you look at average male height over time, average adult height by birth year world, there has actually been a slight decline. It seemed to have peaked around the mid-1980s. It slowly declined a little bit, just a little bit. That may actually be due to obesity. People have proposed different mechanisms for it, but childhood obesity may have had some effect on growth velocities in children. So possibly. Who knows? I would say regardless, it's better to just avoid obesity, no matter what age you are, but in childhood it seems to be especially important. Thanks for the donation, Wandering Merchant.
And speaking of better male tweaks, VG.
What you're seeing right there is the bombardment and eventual destruction of the largest bridge in Iran. The strikes that you're witnessing there are devastating, not just to the infrastructure, but you are also witnessing at least 8 people being killed when Donald Trump, I guess, made good on his insane and likely illegal threat to.
It is not illegal.
Start targeting the non-military infrastructure of Iran. He said he would do it, and now he.
Okay, so these same people who are complaining about 8 people being killed are like incredulous when you bring up the fact that the Iranian regime has killed over 30,000 protesters. So they don't care about that. They don't even believe it, refuse to acknowledge it, but 8 people were killed in a bridge strike. Oh my God, oh, what are they doing? Innocent civilians, but they're fine with the Iranian regime executing people and mass murdering protesters. So if killing eight civilians on a bridge prevents the Iranian regime from killing hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people in the future, do you think those casualties might be worth it? So if you like sacrifice 8 people to save thousands more, you think that might be worth it? So this is why you don't listen to beta male fucking Weasley twinks like this. Again, it's just always the usual suspects. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Like, they're just communists. That's all they fucking are. Can't stand these fucking people.
Из Англии? Да. Спасибо, вам тоже. У вас есть красивая страна. Anyway, guys, 35 years ago, I witnessed the collapse of the USSR and decided that one day I would visit every one of the newly independent Soviet states. Well, it took a bit longer than expected, but now I'm going to complete, finally, that teenage dream by visiting my 15th and final republic. Join me today on a momentous journey to mysterious and bloody hard to visit Turkmenistan.
Maybe we'll watch that later. Where's the... There we go. Looks maxing.
It's awful things, but soon you'll learn. What's the other surgery you got?
Rhinoplasty, nose job.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't look different because the swelling lasts ages, but honestly, it already looks slightly improved, and it's been like 5 weeks, and that's actually pretty good. Pretty good timeline.
You don't get drug tested for competing, not in bodybuilding or powerlifting or strongman or jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of sports that don't do drug testing.
I got it straightened, I got the bridge slightly trimmed, and then I got it deprojected by cutting out some of the columnella and slightly upturned.
This looks maxing stuff, what kind of space does it occupy for you mentally? Is it like your life quest to look perfect?
No, not really. It's not like that big of a part, especially nowadays. Like, I would say in the earlier parts of my ascension, it occupied a bigger part of my day thinking, okay, how can I ascend? What can I do? I got into all the very advanced mechanisms and I obsessed over them. But now I'm fairly content with how I look. And the surgeries were for a multitude of reasons, not just looking better. And I didn't obsess over my hairline or my nose like before. I didn't think about it at all.
What were the multitude of reasons that you got surgery for?
So one of them was for my platform, because no one that's in the looks maxing space and is like a big creator has actually gone forward and gotten surgeries. Like, everyone says they're going to get surgeries, but no one does it. So I wanted to be a person who instantly says, I'm getting this done. And then within 2 weeks, I'm literally going under the knife. And so I thought that would be cool to see in the looks maxing space, someone actually taking action. I wanted to test my mind's ability to detach looks from my identity, because I looked awful during that period and I spam posted myself looking awful.
I mean, it looks fine.
All over social media, getting millions of views. And I looked in the mirror and I honestly was still happy. And so I did that as a mental test to see how much do I actually attach my identity to my looks. And the answer is not that much. I see them as a currency.
So in like a few months, you're going to have what, like an elf nose?
I don't really know how different it's going to be, honestly. Like, I don't even care if it's not that different.
Was it expensive?
Nah, really cheap, 3.5K.
How much was the hair?
3.5 as well.
Okay. I thought it was way more.
Yeah, really cheap.
Maybe in Turkey it's a lot. Well, in Thailand you just get a new body. You said that you knew that looks were important since you were 10 years old.
The US shouldn't be fighting someone else's proxy war. Those 8 people on the bridge shouldn't have died. We can't pretend we suddenly care about what other countries do with their civilians, or else we would have invaded North Korea by now. No threat to us.
Oh my god, dude. I don't know what the fuck you mean by fighting somebody else's proxy war. What the fuck does that mean? Secondly, the US has its own interests for defeating Iran. It has to do with a potential war with China. If the Iranian regime's taken out and we can cut off China's access to Iranian oil, and if the US can control the Strait of Hormuz, again, it just makes it easier to deal with China if they ever invade Taiwan. And Iran is a fucking asshole. They support, they're the biggest world sponsor of terrorism. They have committed terror attacks within the United States. And they're responsible for terror attacks that have been going on in other countries. Recently, there's been a few terror attacks that have happened in Australia that are directly related to the Iranian regime. And they've also attacked some of our closest allies, including Israel. So, like, it's just fucking, you're just dumb. Thanks for the donation, dumbass. Mangusis donated $2. He is my son. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That's a tanuki. Oh, I love tanukis. That's a nice tanuki son. I wish I had a son who was a tanuki. I love tanukis. They're very round and fuzzy. I love big fuzzy round guys. Wow, tanukis are so handsome. I love tanukis. That's a good tanuki. Look how handsome tanukis are. They're nice. Oh.
Toki, you want?
Wow. Look how fuzzy and round. I like round fuzzy guys. He looks chubby. I think he's okay with being chubby though. So long as he's happy, it's okay to be chubby. It's funny how animals look cute chubby, but then when I'm chubby, I'm just like fat. Oh. Oh, little burb wants to snuggle. Oh, what a sweet little snuggle buddy. Wow. That's cute. Oh, what kind of Pokemon is that?
Работник ножа и топора.
Oh my god.
Просто это...
Yeah, what kind of Pokemon is that? Is that a weasel or something? Or ferret? The hell is that? Wow. That's his potato. Oh. 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 That is his potato. Oh my goodness. Oh, they're friends. That's a nice little potato. Look at him. Thanks for the donation, Mangusis.
Much like Durian Rider, until today you refused to react to Bald and Bankrupt on stream for about a year or two because you claimed he's a rapist.
I don't recall doing that. I've known of the allegations against him. Who knows if it's true? Like, given his dating strategy, it's believable that some women have just made up accusations against him. I think he has gone to court for it, and he won in court, so, you know, whatever. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st.
How much did Mossad pay you?
Nothing yet. I'm hoping to get some big paychecks from Netanyahu. I wish they could pay me $5,000 per post. That'd be nice. Thanks for the donation, though, Alpha Gains.
Old? Yeah, I remember being super skinny, having no eyebrows, having like a ginger phenotype when I was like in grade 5. And I remember consciously thinking, I don't want to show interest to other women because I look like this, and this gives me a disadvantage.
Did people make fun of you or something, or were you just aware of how people are sort of superficial?
I wasn't necessarily heavily bullied or anything. Like, I just didn't necessarily command that much respect, and I wasn't like the top of the hierarchy, and I kind of sensed that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just became obvious, you know, like small comments people would make, and just observing the nature of different interactions, you would see like the better looking people doing better socially,
mm-hmm.
and the more athletic people and such. And so, yeah, it was obvious from like a very young age.
Would you rather have sub 50th percentile delts or 3 missing toes?
You have to choose right
Three
now.
missing toes, easily.
Yeah.
Damn, genuinely.
We choose
Three
which
missing
toes are
toes
missing.
is really not that much.
That's not a problem. Also, who's going to see your toes?
But that's going to affect your gait. The way you walk is very important to
So
your
I can
entire
just put in like some implant.
bionic man.
No, you just have to fix your gait at that point. Fixing your gait's a lot easier than overcoming delts that are not big enough.
Yeah, fucked gait versus being a frame cell. I don't know.
Just put the booby pads on.
The booby pads? Well, those only, I asked you to get bigger shoulder pads. The ones you got, they're only like a millimeter thick.
Those all they had at CVS.
They weren't big enough.
You stack them. There were 6.
I'm a fucking idiot. I should have stacked them.
You should have stacked them.
Not too late. Crazy crooked teeth or missing ear. You legally can't fix either.
Missing ear, yeah.
Yeah, cover it with a wig.
It's quick. He's thought of
I wouldn't even mind having like a missing ear. Just whatever, you know, you're missing an ear.
about
Wait,
this.
you can't cover it up either. They'll arrest you. That's part of the prompt is you can't cover it up either.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of screws me.
They'll
'cause-
arrest you.
Nah, I'll still have to go the ear because that's like some niche appeal to.
You'd get a girl with a weird
You got into a huge fight, it got ripped off. I don't know.
But isn't symmetry part of the
Cope? Like, look at Bradley Cooper. He's like Quasimodo tier.
Is he symmetrical or is he not symmetrical? He's symmetrical but ugly.
No. He's the opposite. He's asymmetrical but good looking.
He's asymmetrical but good looking. Okay.
Main character in
Symmetry is
Limitless?
that is a simple to anytime you that's one of those things where you would to try to get a handle on what is this guy doing? Why is he doing this? Now this is an argument in favor of symmetry.
He's making the
What is
most.
this guy doing, man?
Training half his body to look uglier.
Why?
Since he's already ugly, he figures he wants to have striking appeal on social media by being even uglier.
Holy moly.
Uneven uglier, more like.
Brutal looking.
Can you get that guy off the screen, man?
Sure. There's some salmon.
He's trying to do it so he can pop up on Chris Lynch's TikTok feed. Would you rather have really bad BO always or you have to shit every half hour?
I already have really bad BO always. I'll just pick that.
Is that true?
Honestly, that's what I hear.
With the trajectory of testosterone based off the last 50 years, do you think TRT will be a permanent thing men will have to take in the future, or will everyone turn into transgender? Seriously though, how far can it go where companies are allowed to rape?
I don't understand that question. It seems like with the popularity of TRT and the common use of anabolic steroids, you're probably just going to see new steroids come to market because there's just renewed interest in things like hormone replacement therapy. They are actually developing a new steroid that should come to market in the next couple years. It's deuterated testosterone, so it's testosterone that is just resistant to aromatization. So that's pretty huge because the last steroid that was produced, I think, was made in the 1970s. Either the 70s or like early 80s. So there's probably going to be a bunch of new steroids coming to market soon, within the next like few decades. Thanks for the donation though, Curious White Guy.
That's not true.
It's all the androgens.
Yeah. How has the looks maxing space changed from when you first joined?
Well, the main difference obviously is its virality, because it used to be gate kept highly. People didn't want you talking about it. It was like Fight Club type shit. Yeah, if you spoke about it anywhere, you would be berated, doxxed at worst. You know, that happened to Dylan Latham. He got brutally doxxed. But eventually, Pandora's box was opened, we reached critical mass, and there's no hiding it now. So people don't give a shit anymore. That's probably the main thing that's really changed. 2023, that's when the floodgates opened. Because I remember in 2022, mid 2022, that's when I started posting on TikTok, and I was terrified that looks max would conflict with real life. I'd want to say like I'm fucking mog maxing, and I'd be like, no, I can't say maxing. That sounds so autistic, and now it sounds mainstream. But by 2023, I had people saying like, yo, Chico, looks max, fucking mogging a bunch of shit. So that's when it became mainstream, and it's just gone up year by year.
All right, hit him with a 20-minute ad break. Sport drink is the real stuff. Real ingredients in a real can, not lined with plastic. Look at that. There's no shit in here. It's just sugar, like classic Gatorade, That's what you want in a
Dodo donate $2, tasty and healthy. Let me see. No, it's got eggs in it. I wouldn't say it's healthy. At least he's not making anything with his feet. Yeah, I wouldn't say any of that's healthy. Man, I'd like a hamburger right now. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's healthy. This looks like more eggs. No way they make food. I don't know how everyone doesn't get sick. Alright, well thanks for the donation, Dodo. Emma, donate tellers, you do realize that China is closer to breakthrough of having stable, clean economy than the US even without the use of oil. No, they're not. They're extremely energy dependent. They're actually dependent on a lot of things. They're also having issues with water. They're not particularly water secure. They're not energy secure. The only thing that would really make them like that would give them a chance to have, you know, an economy that isn't so reliant on oil is the population collapse they're about to have. So the one-child policy and COVID has wiped out a lot of their population, and ain't nobody having kids there. People are just completely disinterested in having children at this point. So, yeah, them just having a big territory and having a big population collapse, that's really going to be the only thing that's going to make them not energy dependent. But they have to import more oil than the US or Canada. That's also why they kind of want to take over Siberia and invade Russia. So the need for oil has become so insufficient, except for America, because they would profit over lives in the planet. You're retarded, I see. So that's nice. Thanks for the donation, dumbass.
Workout unless you're gay. Most electrolyte products are basically the same. Weak mineral ratios, artificial sweeteners, and branding doing all the work. It's toxic sludge. Sport drink is different. It's closer to what the original performance-focused Gatorade was meant to be and improves on it. Faster absorption of water and minerals, better hydration, and better immediate usable energy for throwing plates in your small apartment. Because your life is out of your control. And we're back. Guys, it was a quick ad break, wasn't it? What if there's another one coming?
Have you seen Revival Fitness's recent new full day of eating vid? How much time on Earth does he have left if he keeps his diet up? I have not. I saw a previous one he did.
How many years are you into your vegan journey and how much do you rely on vitamins outside of diet?
Just stop.
Could you live without them or would you have to eat a meat-based diet to mark all boxes? What vitamins would you recommend is mandatory for vegans?
Just B12. I don't really rely on vitamins all that much. I would just say B12 is the only one that's absolutely necessary. So yeah, I'd get along just fine. I might have to make some changes to my diet, but I'd get along just fine. Thanks for the donation, yes, man.
Who was the dipshit dork that kept saying goy? Those idiots don't even use goy in the correct context. Goy is short for goyim, which means non-Jew in Yiddish. Jewish people call Gentiles goyim. These retards are using a word they don't even understand.
That's funny. I didn't know that. That was Tyson Hockley that I was debating. Thanks for the donation, 303. Sir William Squire von Dutchmeyer donated $2. Imagine Isaac is upstairs playing his guitar like this. He could do that. Do you think once Trump's presidency runs out, anyone else will give us equal memes? Peep this two-wheel drive bike up close. That is not a two-wheel drive bike. Where'd you get the idea this is two-wheel drive? Yeah, that doesn't have a two-wheel drive system. That's just a brake rotor up front. Oh no, it does. It's just really small. AWD hub. So is that an electric motor? That just looks like a normal hub. The guy selling this might just be lying. What? Patented mechanical all-wheel drive system works by delivering power from the motorcycle transmission to the front wheel through a series of chains and shafts. Oh, is that what that shit is? Really? Weird. I've never seen a mechanical all-wheel drive system that's that small. I don't know. I'd still be a little skeptical of the listing. It is eBay. It's an 09 KTM. Yeah, I don't think anybody can give us the memes Trump's given us. Thanks for the donation, dude.
I've heard you say that you never feel regret. Has your mind always been like that? I'm wondering how I can get into that mentality, because I deal with constant rumination of regretting past choices, and it impacts my well-being. Wish I had your mindset.
Well, there's two things you have to keep in mind. We're all gonna die anyway, so once we're dead and everyone's dead, it's gonna be like nothing ever even happened anyway, so who cares? And two, you can always just jerk off and forget about it. So, like, whatever. You know, you made an oops. Just learn from it, move on, just enjoy the rest of your life. Thanks for the donation, Watermelon.
If you found out like Greg or Frank were a rapist, went to court and got convicted, so you were absolutely sure they were a rapist, you would probably still react to them. It's kinda weird how you selectively applied that rule in the past anyway.
I don't know if I would, dude. Yeah. There's some people where maybe I would if I thought it was worth it, but them, I don't know. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
I know you're doing body splits now because you're training for competition. I know you used to argue for full body workouts. Being better for overall strength and hypertrophy, has your opinion changed? Or do you think it makes no difference?
It kind of depends. Like, you may get to a point where the overall amount of volume you need per body part just ends up being so ridiculously high that, like, there's just not really any reasonable way to do full body splits. I think it makes more sense for strength because your volume's going to be reduced anyway. But for hypertrophy, especially when you're talking about being enhanced and you can just handle way more training volume, I don't think it's particularly practical. Thanks for the donation, though, DD. Sleepy, don't need $2. Have you seen this new mint?
You know, I've had to live in a mess for over a year now since I had this first contractor ruin my house. And normally it's a few weeks, maybe a few months of construction inconvenience, but it's over a year now. It's a disaster. And now, you know, this roof stuff. At what point is the house totaled, you know? Should I just, you know, move out, sleep in my warehouse and wait until this insurance company, the court, makes them pay me? God knows if that's ever going to happen. You know, I'm going to be out in front of their business handing out flyers to every single person that walks in their door of my house and what they did at this point, because, you know, it's so upsetting that I have to live like this, and these absolute douche contractors are still working as I speak. They're working on other people's houses as I speak right now. ZNC, Seamless Gutter, Master Services, whatever they are, when my house is completely destroyed.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to commit some retarded insurance scams. Frank's he's probably gonna go to jail. Looks like he committed like credit card fraud of some sort. Thanks for the donation, Sleepy.
I don't know why you care that much about reacting to people who are rapists. The bigger crime they're committing is eating meat and promoting animal products, yet you're fine with reacting to them promoting their meat store. But wouldn't you were a rapist?
I really don't have the energy to fucking argue with you about this stupid shit, dude. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
Since hopping on Gear, have you noticed more women's interest, and how's the dating life since breakup? Any influencers you watch for dating advice? Zerko and RSD Tyler helped me out a lot.
Yeah, women are more interested in me since hopping on Gear, and I have a girlfriend. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Shoulders back. This is Revival Fitness, and just a fair warning.
I eat more than IFBB pros and can't gain weight. Yeah, you think that might be a problem with what you're eating, dumbass? So he's saying his diet sucks.
Some of you are going to be really confused by this video. You're gonna be like, what the heck is this? Are you kidding me? Muscle mass, but I was never skinny fat in the sense. Essentially force-fed my way and water weight ballooned my way up to 200 pounds before. And I was doing that primarily at least 2 years ago. To school or to work, even to the gym. Your gym. I don't weigh myself a ton, but I've been checking a bit more recently for context of this video happening. So that is something to keep in mind when it comes to the scale. A lot of people still have the mindset of whatever the scale says.
Weight barely changed. Your physique barely changed. So, yeah. If you don't gain any muscle and you don't gain any fat, the scale isn't going to change. Like, is this guy delusional? He doesn't really look much different from photo to photo. Like, these are also filmed in different lighting conditions, and, like, his skin is super red here for some reason. I don't know if he does, like, isn't able to tan and he just burns in the sun, if that has something to do with it, or if it's just, like, the lighting or the white balance or something on the camera. But, like, yeah, if the weight on the scale isn't going up, then that means you're not going to be building that much muscle, if any. Like, he doesn't really look any different. So,
Just depending on the context.
This guy is, like, stupid as fuck. Sleepy Don't Eat Tillers, 2 interesting new Reddit threads. Frank's masterclass in destroying your house by turning it into an unlivable mold paradise, written by certified architect, real estate evaluation specialist. It's long read, trust me. Tarps on the roof. Frank stripped his entire roof. Structure's fully exposed. Leaking roof alone can already cause severe structural damage. Now imagine having an entirely open roof. He admitted to cover it with tarps, but very poorly. Several areas, especially around the edges and corners, are clearly left open. Top of that, the tarps are laid in a way that creates multiple folds, which acts like channels and are effectively guiding rainwater straight into the house. This is a complete failure of even basic temporary weather protection. Complete madness. Unimaginable amounts of water in the structure. And one of Frank's latest shorts said, "This made me burst out laughing. How much frickin' what are the gallons of water in the ceiling?" This made me burst out laughing because he said that this unironically, but yes, there are probably bathtubs worth of water in the insulation. The drywall, structural beams, never mind the floor. Insulation will act like a sponge, as will almost anything in the house, and his half-assed tarp job will introduce fresh water and humid air continuously. He is literally fucking heating this house while it is still wide open, so instead of drying anything, he's just making the entire situation worse because warm air rises, hits the cold, exposed structure, and instantly turns into condensation again, so he's not removing moisture, he is constantly creating new water inside the building. On top of that, the heat just supercharges mold growth because mold absolutely loves warm, damp environments. Using dehumidifiers. I remind you that his roof is entirely open from sheer physics perspective. No proper air sealing. Running dehumidifiers is 100% ineffective. Whatever moisture is pulling out from the very surface of the absolutely soaked house will be continuously replaced by humid air re-entering the building, essentially drying the outside air. He would need hundreds of dehumidifiers to make a noticeable difference. For comparison, in Europe, when the concrete floor layer screed is installed in a new home, the entire building is sealed and mechanically dried for at least 2 weeks. This process is required to remove the moisture from that single layer, which serves as a flat base for the final flooring. That's probably not even 10% of the moisture currently present in Frank's house. Black mold. This is what will make the house completely unlivable within the next few weeks. The mold isn't just surface level, it spreads deep into the structure. Insulation, drywall, flooring, furniture will continue to expand uncontrollably. Blah, blah, blah. This is one of the worst things he could do by distributing contaminated materials. He's releasing massive amounts of mold spores everywhere, spreading them throughout the entire house. His entire electrical system is exposed to moisture. In one of the latest YouTube shorts, you can literally see water running along electrical cables, even dripping out of the range hood. This will ultimately lead to short circuits, corrosion, electrical insulation failure. Nope, at this rate, the house will be completely totaled. Mold will spread into everything and may even affect the structural integrity of the building because warm, wet wood will rot, expand. He's probably intending that. He said he bought the house for around $170K, which is likely just the value of the materials and labor because he's living in buttfuck nowhere, with the land being a relatively small part of the overall price. With a severe mold contamination in the near future, the multiple fucked up contractor jobs, property effectively has negative market value because the cleanup disposal are classified as hazardous. Waste remediation practice this is comparable to dealing with materials like asbestos. Obvious thing that will happen is that Frank will have to leave the property and move into his commercial space. Then he'll likely wait until the surface of the materials has dried enough so that he can stage a fire caused by a short circuit. In Germany, you call this warmer Abriss, warm destruction, to claim an insurance payout. Wouldn't surprise me. When we hear the story of his house going up in flames, we'll know, you know. Bankruptcy, house was the only safe asset. My understanding is Frank declared bankruptcy. The single asset he might be able to keep is his house. That makes the house valuable as the only asset where what he has invested in the equity is protected. You'd think Frank would never ask non-licensed contractors to work on the home, waiving the housing insurance. Be a big risk, costing potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars to get out of paying a small increase. Or if he had to wait for the insurance company, he would not wait all winter to address potential issues. He wouldn't just shrug and go, it's cold, it's their fault. If it gets worse, they will pay. That would waive the insurance company's responsibility to pay. He definitely wouldn't upload evidence of that on YouTube and tag them nonstop, pointing out he knew it was getting worse and did nothing because it was getting cold. He wouldn't be so reckless. Oh wait, this is Frank, so he did all those things, yeah. Frank is great at ruining his own life. Really good at it. I don't know if I've seen anybody else better than him. Thanks for the donation, dude.
It's not that you don't have the energy, it's that you don't have a good argument against what I'm saying, lol. You used to say you don't want to react to Durian Rider because he's a rapist and he benefits from that. Well, Frank benefits from you reacting.
Sure he does. That's great, dude. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
Frank most definitely benefits from you reacting to him. And him benefiting from that doesn't mean he can buy more bananas like reacting to a vegan rapist. So reacting to a carnist is worse than reacting to a vegan rapist. He gets paid to abuse animals.
That's great. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Modern day Socrates.
What do you think the biggest mistakes men make are when they're trying to pick a woman?
100% men, you're not supposed to fall in love with your wife ever. Ever. She falls in love with you because she needs a bridge to God. Man has to be in love with God. That's it. Because remember, you cannot protect her if you don't.
I can't watch this because of the music. And it's dumb. Thanks for the donation, Alpha Gains.
Text, you have to just go by that, live or die. So if you're cutting, it has to go down. If it's not continually going down every time you step on it, time to panic, the cut is failing. If you're bulking, every time you step on it, not going up, oh my God, have to eat more. Bad mindset in either case. I don't track this meticulously. I don't care enough to do so because I can judge the overall progress in the gym because I'm gaining strength across all or most exercises on a consistent basis or pretty consistent basis. I'm going to hit some plateaus at this point in my training. That's inevitable. But that in the gym indicates to me the muscle is being built because if I was not building the
Sure he does. That's great, dude. That's great. Did you learn that debate tactic from Destiny? When you have no good argument you just check out. I know that you know you don't have an argument here, lol. You're just as bad and stupid as Destiny TBH.
I'm not gonna waste my time and I'm fucking exhausted. Barely eating anything and I just want to sleep. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Joey and I are living in the Matrix and loving every second of it.
I've never watched the movie The Matrix because I like being in the Matrix. It allows me to buy cat food. It allows me to sit in this lazy boy chair and record the felines and then put them up on YouTube. It allows me to put content up so people can see the felines. It allows me to pay my rent. It allows me to collect Susie and the Banshee.
Those are good felines. That's a good orange feline. That's a good sentient feline.
Stuff. I like the Matrix. I'm going to stay in the Matrix. I'm going to live in the Matrix. And I'm going to love being in the Matrix with the cats, with all 3 cats.
Catch.
That's just my opinion. I know some will disagree. But hey, we can all agree to disagree.
I will stay in the Matrix for cats, because cats are good. I love Maui and I love Joey. Joey's special. He's very sentient.
Thanks for the donation, Ethan, though.
React to this.
Have you thought about how dumb man caves are? Think about it. Dudes be like, I got my man cave. I'm going to go down here, lock myself in my room on Sunday, watch other dudes do stuff that I can't do, drink beer to make me fatter, and then I'm going to spend that whole day ignoring my family, not making myself better, and just hide out. Man cave, think about it, man. You're literally being relegated to a small room in the house. I got a man house.
Posts like that really annoy me because whenever it is that men have something for themselves, everybody wants to jump on it and be like, you're not allowed to have that. But if a woman has the same thing, everyone's like, yes, that's amazing. I'll do that for you, honey. I'll build that for you. All the girls are supportive, but men have one thing and everyone finds a reason to tear it apart. Even if they have their own spaces, women will come in and be like, well, why are you being sexist? Why can't we be a part of it? And I really hate that we have to be here now in the future when we're supposed to be equal and be talking about stuff like this. But it's really annoying. And as someone who grew up with a father and a mom, and my mom basically, there were issues. So this is a post called, Am I the Jerk for Telling My Husband He Can't Have a Man Cave in Our Only Spare Room? First of all, look at the first line. We bought our first house. It has 3 bedrooms. Ours, a spare, and another spare. So it's almost like there's an extra spare room. You said that was your only spare room, but now you have 2 spare rooms? Somebody can't math properly. Now, as a woman who's happily married and someone who's also an introvert, maybe introverts get it more, but I understand like man caves are also for extroverts too. It really is important for me to have my own space away from people, to have my quiet time. I require a copious amount of quiet time. No stimulation, no talking, no socializing. Leave me the hell alone. Let me play my video games or write or do whatever I want to do. Leave me alone. And I did not have that freedom when I was living with my mom. I was living with my mom and dad, but I say my mom because she was the only one who honestly didn't let people live. Everything bothered her. If you were sitting down and having a good day or you're just relaxing.
I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but yeah, I mean, give me a fucking break, dude. It is retarded. Just let dudes have fun. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Thanks for your oid advice, very helpful. One last question, which sites do you mainly shoot into IM and how often do you rotate? From what I have been reading, IM is a lot more effective than sub-Q for roids.
All around my shoulders and ventral glutes. So like rear delt, middle delt, front delt, and then right ventral glute, left ventral glute. So I just inject into a different spot each day. Thanks for the donation, Z97.
The muscle, I will not have the concurrent strength increases in the gym. You cannot separate those. And on top of that too, I'm not really chasing a massive PR in terms of 1 rep max at this point. I've not done that for a while now. The 315 bench was the last big sort of free weight compound lift 1 rep max PR I wanted to hit. So I didn't even do the barbell bench for many, many months. I tried it again for like a couple weeks. I hit 275 for like 7 reps. Deep into the workout, fatigued. So I definitely think I could have hit 315 again, this time at a lower body weight, which is a big benefit. If your body weight multiplier goes up.
This guy talks shit about vegans all the time, and Alex hit 405 at a lighter body weight than him. I've hit 410 natty. I could probably do about 450 now that I'm on gear. And like he still struggles to do like 315. It's just hilarious.
Up on any lift, your body composition is better. Very good sign. But given the shoulder injury, I'm not going to be trying that, I think, anywhere in the near future. I would like to hit 200 pounds like I did at the end of the last bulk by the end of this one, which I'm not going to end this for sure all through the end of 2026. I might go further into 2027 too, depending on what happens. But I would like to get to 200 pounds by the end of this bulk and then compare it to my 200 pounds last time, because the body composition is much improved. And as you can see, I think the legs have a lot to do with that. I have really been pushing the legs hard the past year and a half, and they have grown significantly. I trained them before and for many years, but I never really pushed them to that number or get close to it. I'm going to have to force feed, and I ate a lot of food here, as you're going to see, but truly force feed to the point of like being nearly sick every day. As you like this, the biggest benefit of this kind, I like this brand I just found. It's called Utopia Hen. Get it? What a fantastic play on words that is. But you're going to have, one, the most nutrient density with eggs like this.
Eggs do not have much nutrition.
Pasture raised, keep in mind, is different than cage free or free range. Free range, oftentimes they can go out in very condensed spaces, like really tiny amounts of sun exposure daily. Nothing compares to legit pasture raised. And when it comes to
It's honestly a shame that an animated robot cares more for her man than most real-life women do.
Yes, quite a shame. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
To the corn and soy free part, same with cattle as well, and so many other livestock. That's what a lot of animals are given, either as their entire feed or as supplement to their feed. And as you can imagine, none of these animals evolved eating that way. That is a very modern invention, the amounts especially of corn and soy. So here's a question. Of these 5 grams of fat, people fearmonger about eggs, or they used to. It seems like that has died down to a decent extent now. How much of that 5 grams is saturated? Well, I guess you could have seen it already. Only 1.5 grams. Over 2 grams of that fat, or about 2 grams, is going to be monounsaturated. And then the rest, or almost all of the rest, is polyunsaturated. And of that polyunsaturated fat, over 70% of that found in eggs is linoleic acid. Now, if you guys hear some people in the like health and nutrition spaces talk about omega-6, like Paul Saladino comes to mind, they lose their minds about omega-6 because that's the most dominant type of fat in a lot of seed oils. And because of that, people extrapolate that to mean that all omega-6 is bad. But are we going to sit here and compare seed oils? Also, you can simply look up how seed oils are made if you'd like to watch that absolute rancid chemical bath that is their production process. Be my guest if you want to argue in favor of them. But comparing the omega-6 and those,
You can just look at health outcome data. Seed oils are good for you.
to something like an egg, especially an egg that is raised in this fashion, it's not remotely the same thing. So don't fall for some of the fear-mongering you see about omega-6 all being bad. It is context dependent. And if
It is not context dependent. Omega-6 fats are essential fats. They're good for you.
you have way more omega-6 than omega-3, for example, like most modern people do with the diet, that can be indicative of a problem in the diet too. And from typical non-stick, which I think you should, because all the chemicals that are contained in with it, the rosacea is very under control. I used to get less sun exposure, and my face was way more red. Typical legs are going to be much more dim, but they're going to be probably, what, $4 a carton? 4 per dozen? Primal Health Eater, because this has some stevia and some natural flavorings in it. How will we ever survive? But I really like this flavor, and I've tried typical Greek yogurt before. For me, it's just too sour. I cannot eat it.
Greek yogurt is disgusting retard food.
Pure glucose, but it digests very rapidly, like 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, look at that. He needs to eat fucking a sugar supplement. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm a carnivore dieter. Oh, and then he just like literally eats fucking sugar.
So this is better.
Oh, that's fucking
percent strict
funny.
with this all the time. Like if I go out with whoever, if I visit people, I will eat pasta if it's there. I will eat whatever dish or.
You really need to watch this movie sometime, VG. It's great. It's the kind of movie our kids these days should be watching.
Yeah, I'll watch it eventually. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Entrees or appetizers or snacks I want. This is the baseline, almost all the time diet, aside from some deviations here and there. Let's say you want to try something like rice too. I have a rice cooker. I've used it, but it also does take a fair amount of time, even though you're not really doing anything, right? It's still time consuming in some sense, more dishes. I like this rice called nishiki. I get it from Amazon when I do.
So he is eating more carbohydrates. That's funny. So he's not really on a carnivore diet anymore.
And now we have the post-workout meal. This one is quite boring, as if really all this stuff hasn't been so far, but we have basic-ass ground beef. Now this one...
Yeah, this guy eats like an idiot. Oat milk donated to $2. What are your thoughts on this?
What do we know? Topic in psychology. Nothing.
I don't really care to watch Lex Friedman. The guy's a fucking idiot. I really don't care about anything he says, anyone who he talks to, because anybody who comes on his show is just a fucking moron. So I don't give a shit. There's not really any evidence showing that there's racial differences in IQ. So, whatever. Thanks for that donation, Oat Milk.
Here is 80-20. This is not grass-fed beef. That is when it comes to... I usually only use this one, though. Another way to get a lot of this crap. When they heat them up, you can use that. As I said, I think it's good for cooking things. Better than any other generic brand I've ever found. Other vegetables. When it comes to this lifestyle and supplements, occasional you...
Why is this guy saying he eats more than an IFBB pro bodybuilder? It doesn't seem like it's that much food. And, yeah, the food he eats is just absolutely terrible. He's able to get to that calorie number by just eating a ridiculous amount of fat, it seems. Just based on what I saw him cook, I don't see how he's getting up to 5,000. It didn't really seem like he's eating that much fat. He's not eating what he's claiming to be eating. He'd be getting way fatter. The only other explanation would be he's just got diarrhea like crazy and he's not absorbing his food. But, yeah, he's not eating like 5,100 calories per day. If he was, he'd be gaining weight faster, especially with so many of his calories being from fat. So he's either not eating what he claims to be eating and he's just mismeasuring things and exaggerating what he's eating, or he's basically shitting out everything he eats and he's not absorbing things well. And just diarrhea all over the place. This guy's a fucking joke. So, yeah. It's just hilarious how he's like, I'm eating over 5,000 calories a day and I'm not able to gain weight. Well, that's a problem. That means you're not absorbing what you're eating. Your digestion's fucked. If he is, in fact, actually eating that much. So let me waste money eating garbage food that I'm not able to properly process and absorb, rather than eating a sensible diet and saving money. Like, food has a cost to it, especially what he's eating. It's not cheap. So it's just so fucking stupid. Thanks for the... Alright, did anybody don't... No, nobody donated that.
Welcome back to Video Game Histories. The first ever video game was invented...
Like the weight of their opinions has... You heard about them? Please support our show.
All this for the secrets I'm only.
Fat kid, that's horrible. You got to fix that. That's the best time of your life when you're a kid and you're fat. I mean, I was chubby. It sucked. I wish I had a six-pack when I was a kid. Probably would have been way more awesome.
S donated $2. Iran war is going so well.
Breaking news, 2 U.S. warplanes shot down by Iran, sparking an urgent and dangerous rescue mission. An F-15 fighter jet downed over southwest Iran. 2 crew members ejected.
Oh no. I guess that's it. The U.S. lost 2 F-15s, planes that were made in the fucking 1970s. That's that. Okay. Congratulations, you're a retard. Thanks, dumbass.
Awesome. I had to cope by wearing band t-shirts to school for people to think I was handsome. That sure got him. When I went to school, fat as fuck in a Marilyn Manson shirt with my hair wet, covering my face. They were like, oh, he's got a Marilyn Manson t-shirt. He's a Chad. I remember that. That was cool. It was better than having a six-pack as a kid.
I got compared to Marilyn Manson once.
Why?
I got told I look like him. Pretty brutal.
Oh, when you were in goblin mode?
Yep.
My grandfather thought I think he said he might have thought that I was Michael Jackson because he was dying and he was on medication. He called me Michael Jackson, or he said you look like Michael Jackson.
That's brutal.
That was fine.
What was the space in between him asking that or saying that and talking about the cutting a dog?
May he rest in peace. I think he had a horrible life. But what was the space between those two things?
Yeah, like because that's
probably a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You failed to mention that when he called you that you were doing this.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
That's good. Yeah. They said you look like Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, pretty fucking brutal. And it was...
Is that in real life or on the forum?
In real life, and it wasn't even meant to hurt my feelings.
That
That's
sucks.
the most brutal part.
Yeah. Damn.
It was just an honest comparison.
Any girls ever break your heart?
Not really, because I've never really been in love, I wouldn't say.
That's good. Means you're probably not a wacko.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a black pill phase where you were like, society sucks?
Yeah, in terms of black pill, I always kind of knew looks mattered, so it wasn't like some huge ontological shock moment that I had where some people, like, they think actually looks don't matter at all, it's all personality, and they get hit with the black pill and they're like completely shocked. That was never a factor for me, but it was like over time, realizing looks matter more and more. And
S donated $2. Low, I didn't say we lost, but we are doing this at what cost? Well, people can't afford groceries. Keep watching.
The search continues.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that if the U.S. didn't invade Iran, everybody would be rich and not ever have to worry about paying for groceries. Cool. Yeah, I guess the Iran war is bad because if it didn't happen, everybody would be rich. Congratulations, you're a dumbass. I'm not going to waste my time.
Fun fact, Wally likes playing video games with Eve at the 2.14 mark.
Whoa. Eva.
Okay, that's nice. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Do you still think there is nothing after life, no God, no eternal life? And when you think about it, does it depress you or you just don't care?
I don't care. What does it matter?
Is pantheism, the idea that God and the universe are identical.
Okay.
And panentheism is the view where the universe is in God, but there's this extra layer of God, which is like heaven or the thing that brought it into being.
I'm glad there's a word for it, because I've just been saying the universe is God.
Yeah,
so
pantheism.
I'll go with that now.
You know, the interesting thing about pantheism is, like, is it worthy of the name God, like the universe? Because if it's just nature-loving atheism, then that doesn't get you far. But I think if you believe that the universe is fundamentally conscious, like there is some will or agency underlying the things that we interact with, then I think that gets you pretty close to a concept of God.
Oh, I see. So God wants children to be raped and have major disasters that cause, hundreds of thousands and millions of people to, like, die in horrible ways. Yeah, okay. It's stupid.
Then delving into certain forums, if I'd look up, like, Brad Pitt side profile or something, and then I'd see, like, lookism, and I'd delve into that many years ago. And I slowly kind of fell down the black pill funnel. Over time, I've kind of made my way out of it, because if I look back years ago, I had like some pretty extremist views on how much looks mattered.
Like what?
Just my concept of the ideal way to look, and then what you can achieve in real life from looking a certain way was so distorted. Like, I thought like a Giga Chad can just go up and like steal someone's girlfriend like instantly, or some shit like that. And over time, you kind of realize that all these other factors, they still play a big part in the overall pie chart of like attracting women and getting social respect.
Did you come up on the forums, these PSL forums?
Yep. Yeah, I was a known figure.
When did you start posting on these forums?
I signed up on October 6th, 2019. I became a pretty prominent figure all throughout like 2020.
Is it on Looksmaxing?
Looksmax.org. It used to be looksmax.me. Yeah, I was known there as Looks, Loox. I was pretty notorious on there.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, and some people still refer to me as that. I posted on there up until around about like mid-2022, and then I kind of stopped.
Is it getting nasty on there?
Extremely. And I used to partake in it, which I look back and I think it's ridiculous.
What kind of stuff did people say?
Some people spend all day on there just hating on others, calling other people ugly, like, trying to hurt people's feelings as much as possible.
Sounds like a nasty place.
The majority of people that are in those kind of forums, they just have a bunch of self-hatred and self-doubt, and all they want to do all day is project that onto others for their own ego.
Are they mostly ugly?
I wouldn't even say necessarily. It depends. Like if you're more like incel route, then probably.
Do they look like skinny little mud people?
Some of them, but you can get a lot of people that are like on a bunch of steroids and still like talking shit to other people all day, and that was kind of me. And I see a lot of other caricatures like that on the forum.
Okay.
There's all kinds of people, because some people will take action and look smack, some people won't. So some people look decent, but they'll just be autistic as fuck. I mean, most of the people that are posting on a forum, you'd have to imagine they have some kind of weird mental archetype.
If you're handsome, if you're ascending, why would you hate on somebody else? I don't understand.
I think the reason for me was probably the micro traumas and negative reinforcement that I got growing up, and then kind of being indoctrinated into the idea of like the Chad, jock, bullies, the incel, and that's like the cycle of life. So like when I became better looking, and especially since I didn't have the things that I still wanted, I didn't have money, status, or women, despite like increasing my looks a bunch. And that kind of put me into a position where I was like, I thought things were meant to change a lot. Like they did change a lot, but I expected them to change even more. So that put me in a position where I had this resentment that I felt like I had to project on other people in order to satisfy my own ego. And I feel like that's representative of pretty much everyone on those forums, every person who posts a hate comment anywhere, really.
So did the looks ascension not do what you thought it was going to do?
I think it did, but it took time for things to catch up, because your behaviors have to align with your upgraded, ascended looks level in order for things to really play out well. Because people think they just jump in a Chad body and then go around fucking mass approaching women and doing all this stuff. But when it's your own ego at stake, it's difficult. A lot of the time I just wasted the years like going to the gym, not really doing too much, expecting things to just be handed to me on a silver platter. And I didn't realize I needed to have agency and take accountability and go out and do shit.
Where else is there for you to go ascension-wise? Is there anything else that you need to achieve with your looks?
I would say at this point, I'm at severe diminishing returns focusing on looks. I can definitely put my effort elsewhere for higher return on investment, but I'm still down for some small things. Like, I'll slowly perfect my physique over the years, even though I'm not that attached to the idea of getting bigger than I actually am. I'm not trying to be like a bodybuilder. So yeah, fine-tune my physique. And then I was thinking, innovating by getting liposuction in the lower part of the face, the submental, and then all around the waist.
That's a good idea.
And then fat grafting some of that adipose tissue to the under eyes.
That would work.
Yeah, that would be like a 2-week recovery, and that would be more content. I'd look better at the end. And I feel like liposuction is an underutilized surgery in the looks, max, and fitness space.
I could see liposuction going viral. That's a big one. I should get my neck done.
Me too.
We should get it together. We can combine them.
It's easy. It's cheap, easy recovery.
We could do fat swap.
We can fat swap.
I can put your neck fat under my eyes.
That would look cool.
It would look cool.
That would look cool.
So PSL is pickup hate, slut hate, and what?
PUA hate, slut hate, lookism.
Lookism, okay. And that's the forums where they generated these ratings systems.
Yep, those were the first 3 forums that really focused on looks.
Okay, so this is statues of the idealized human form throughout history. 20 years ago, Africa. What do we say about this right here?
Not looking too good at all. Frame cell, the gonial angle is definitely too low.
I was going to say that.
And looks like some prey eyes. The maxilla is not too ideal. The V-tape is non-existent. It's not looking good at all.
That's for fertility. This is a fertility idol.
Pretty good lat spread, though.
Those are the arms. Those are tiny little arms.
Oh.
T-Rex arms as well.
Well, this is some type of Ein Gazal. Where's that from?
I think from Ein Gazal.
All right, next.
Yeah, again, not looking good. So we have...
Oh, you don't think so?
Negative canthal tilt, prey eyes.
Damn.
That's true.
That's the angle, though.
I don't think it's just the angle. The maxilla is quite recessed. The jaw and cheekbones lack definition. The hair is not looking too ideal either.
Damn.
And just the overall
Nappy.
supraorbital angle is not looking too good. Yeah, I would say neck's narrow as well.
The neck is narrow, yeah. I mean, but are you... Now, would you...
Interesting. So when you look through eyes, there's no curiosity of the afterlife. Like this is a video playing through your eyes sockets being an interactive game that shuts off like a computer. Has there been any theory that you've considered?
No, I'm not a gay retard who believes in Santa Claus. Thanks for the donation. Wake up.
This is not a dig here. Would you say your view is skewed because you're Australian?
What do you think about Androgenic? Seems like an alright guy. I think the bone smashing thing is fucking stupid. But otherwise, most of his advice seems pretty okay.
Well, not specifically because I'm Australian, but maybe perhaps because I'm Western. It's still like a representation of a white guy. So I would say not too skewed based on that.
Have Australians evolved into something different at this point, or are they...
I think we're just convicts of the UK. I think we're pretty much the same.
Let's check out our next fella here. What do we say about this?
Can't really see too much. The frame's looking small. Can we get a zoom in on the
She's
face?
in a pose here. This is the female form. What do you, is this in your eyes, is this an ideal female form here?
Look, I can't really see the waist. It's being hidden, and a small waist is definitely a big factor for a woman.
It's not small. This is a Greek or Roman statue.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. In the face, the maxilla's, again, looking quite recessed. The eyes are closed, but it does look like the eyes have a negative canthal tilt.
We don't like that one.
She's not a Stacy.
Who sculpted that one? What do you think of this right here?
Well, obviously they're an amputee, which isn't too ideal, but if we look at the face, again, same problem with most of the Greek sculptures.
It's kind of a mannish face, too, now that we're thinking about it.
It's quite androgynous, and again, recessed maxilla, negative canthal tilt. Definitely not a representation of a top-tier looking person.
Damn. Think of this guy.
The boxer of Kirinal.
Decent. Obviously, the frame's nothing crazy, and the overall size. I would definitely frame mog the shit out of him.
He's slouching, though. He's slouching.
I don't think that's going to save him.
Well, also, back in then, that guy's probably 4 feet tall.
Yeah. The beard is obscuring the lower third. Again, the slope of the supraorbitals is very negative, and the maxilla looks to be a little bit recessed. So, again, not too ideal.
Is that guy big enough?
I mean, downstairs, I think.
Peanut cock, but ignore that.
Yeah, downstairs, the only place for him is like some prostitutes in Pattaya.
Damn.
Ouch.
That's a crazy thing to say about Hercules.
Beards. I heard beards were cope as well.
Beards are cope, yeah.
Is
Facial
that
hair
true?
is cope.
For most people, yeah. But some people can look better with at least stubble.
Well, sometimes you have to cope. Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
if you
why
have
the word. That's why it exists.
If you have a bad jaw, then the beard is likely going to be a net positive.
So it's better to cope than to be gross.
Than to expose yourself as a fucking baby-faced freak, yeah.
There's no point in not playing to your strengths and covering your weaknesses.
Yeah.
That's just a logical thing to do.
Are you wearing lifts right now?
Yep.
How much?
I think like 1 inch.
Can you pull them out and show me?
Here we go.
That's a pretty decent lift right there.
What do you think about these?
Is this bigger?
I think it is bigger. Yeah. You lift mug me.
I'll just put that back in. We'll edit that part out.
Just a couple of layers between fellas.
It's just a piece of plastic. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't even need to be there. Take a call?
Yeah.
Hey, Sam. I just wanted to give some pretty basic advice. I know it isn't anything crazy, but it really has changed my life in the craziest way possible. And that's just going to the gym and really caring about how physically strong you get. You don't have to care about what you look like and turn into a gay woman or anything. Before I started going to the gym, I was an 18-year-old sissy boy. I remember having an argument with my sister where I thought that all cops should have their guns taken away, all that type of stuff. And afterwards, it was a slow process, but it initiated the biggest change of my life over time. The process of getting physically fit was very important to me, and I think it is for every man. So I know it's not anything crazy, but I think every man should take that seriously.
No, he said we shouldn't care what we look like gay women.
It's got a point.
I don't think he has one. It doesn't really make sense to not improve your appearance and for that to make you a gay woman when doing so can make you fuck more women.
Wasn't there a quote that you said that somebody was talking about your makeup and you said, I'd rather look like a pretty girl than an old Polish dad? Or something?
I did say that.
Are you wearing makeup right now?
Yeah.
What makeup are you wearing?
Mascara, eyeliner, a little bit of
Fuck yeah.
concealer, a little bit of contour.
Yo, I got to start wearing eyeliner. I'm not fucking around. Can we
Nope. I ain't doing that shit.
Have that on hand, Joseph? Okay.
It mugs hard.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
man.
I can't be told it's not masculine because in the aristocratic era, the ancient Egypt, they all had fucking, they were all rocking the makeup and it was a sign of status and
Yeah, they're gay.
wealth, right? So I'm not going to hear these fucking Western copes.
Yeah.
Powdered wigs, too.
Exactly.
Damn.
Look like the bad guy from Rob Roy.
The aristocrats, they wore the wigs and the makeup and they were mugging hard.
I'm doing eyeliner. Do you have a comment about that? You want to get it out of the way now? Anybody want to comment right now before it starts happening?
What about the nails? That's too far.
Why are the nails any different than the eyeliner?
The eyes, if you have smoky, vampire, hypnotic eyes that mystify people on camera, that's what you want. I'm not going to do it in real life when I'm walking around. I'm not a psycho.
Yeah.
Right. Not saying you're a psycho. Every male actor in the history of television was wearing mascara. I'm just going to do it, and it's just going to be a thing, and no one's going to say anything about it, and no one's going to call me out about it or say anything negative about it. But it's going to happen. Sure. I'm talking about the whole history of looks maxing, best forum posts or craziest threads.
There are a couple that come to mind. From the forum, a good one is Amnesia. He's interesting.
That's a dope-ass name.
Yep.
Is he a freak? Is he cool?
He's pretty cool. He's like pretty old now. He's like mid-30s, but he still looks really young.
That name is dope.
Yeah, is like really good looking and just kind of posted how his life changed as he became really good looking.
Is that him? It looks like a regular guy. Is he sick with it? Does he have good posts or something?
Yeah, I mean, he was known for being like good looking in the forum.
Okay.
But there's also Clavicular. He used to post a lot on the forum and now look where he is.
Uh-huh.
And then Nocturnal Kent.
Nocturnal Kent.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He's had like a really crazy ascension, so I would put him up there.
Was he a goblin, ugly goblin guy?
Extremely ugly goblin.
Is that him right there?
What? Click on that. That's his ascension. That's his ascension.
Kidding. That guy's legend.
Yeah.
That is a
He's
legend.
had an absurd ascension.
Wow.
That's the guy that hangs out with you all the time, right?
Yep.
He's pretty
Good
tall,
for him,
too.
man.
Yeah.
Isn't he kind of tall?
Yeah, he's like 6'3".
You gotta put some stilts on.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's
if you
insane.
look like the guy on the left, you're gonna have to start sticking needles in yourself.
Yeah, he just did what it took, you know? His life was shit. He changed it up. Now he's fucking mugging.
Good for him, man. That's the thing. The people that are addicted to, they watch these clips and stuff, they like to think that this lifestyle makes you unhappy and like it's mentally sick. It's probably just dope as fuck.
It is, yeah. People think that we're still focused on looks. Like, no, me, Nocturnal Kent, Clavicular, we don't really care about looks that much anymore. It doesn't occupy a huge portion of our day. We're focusing on other, like optimizing all areas of our life.
Recently, there was a shot across the bow on the internet saying looks maxing is gay. And then they also said retard maxing is where it's at. Have you seen this?
Retard maxing is good, yeah.
No, but
that's Elijah Long's thing.
I thought that this isn't Elijah Long. This is a retard maxer. So
Well, this is somebody that's on the Elijah Long side of the tracks here. Go ahead and hit play.
I live in a piece of shit.
You know, that reminds me of VG. I wish people would stop posting retarded shit of cartoon characters like this.
Judy sleeps deeply, dream turns blue, water.
Fuck is this? The fuck is this shit? Okay, that's bizarre. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Shithouse in the ghettos of LA.
This guy's stupid maxing.
The idea of maximizing the art of being retarded in order to destroy overthinking and logic.
This is just a retard goblin maxer.
No, this is like a libtard making a satirical video, I think, or to sell a shitcoin. I don't care about this. I don't know why that's in the videos. Retard maxing is most of the time when people think they get themselves into trouble. I think retard maxing is about obeying your instinct, being true to your sort of whatever the base level of reasoning that gloms on to insight before it can be negated by your cerebellum or wherever the higher thinking happens.
Prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, and just operating instinctually, which is probably what a lot of guys need to be doing.
True or false? So you would just respond true or false. And if you would like, you could elaborate on these statements. The first, ascend like nobody is watching.
True.
If a fully ascended Giga Chad brutal mogs in the woods and there's no Stacy around to see it, is it so over?
Yeah, I think it's over. Looks are just a means to an end, or at least they should be.
I was at the club. I left my drink unattended. Some prey-eyed cope artist cortisol spiked my drink.
True.
Looks maxing seems to respect that reality is rich, and that there are many ways to be attractive through mogging, but only one way to be attractive through mewing.
False.
What are the different types of mogging that go on?
Mogging as a whole is kind of a word that describes being better looking and or more dominant than someone. There's like the face mog, the frame mog, the height mog, the overall mog.
The face mog, the frame mog. First of all, this sounds rude.
I mean, to some extent it is. It's basically asserting superiority over someone in a certain attribute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is pretty crazy. It's pretty blunt.
Honestly, if somebody's like intentionally mogging you, why? It's time to attack.
Yeah, well, if you attack them, then and you injure them or kill them, then you've mogged them in violence.
Okay, so this is starting to work out. I can't imagine intentionally. Have you intentionally mogged anybody?
Yeah.
I can't put myself in those. I can't imagine that.
Every time I walk out the house, I'm technically intentionally mogging people.
You're savoring it?
Well, if I...
No, I'm not into Cannibal Corpse. I don't think they're great. Are you debating Androgenic? No.
Know that I'm going to mog people, and I go and mog them, then it was intentional.
You do it intentionally?
If I'm going out, and I know that I'm going to look better than X person, if I even interact with them, I'm technically intentionally mogging them.
Well, no, I think there's a sort of a criminal intent to it that I'm trying to establish here.
Yeah, so
a motive.
You mean for me to purposely interact with someone just to assert my superiority over them? Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't do it nowadays, but I've done it in the past.
That's evil. You can't do that. That's the career. I can't tell you not to do that, but I can't understand that.
It's not like I'm going to intentionally assert my superiority over
you
my
got
friends.
your boys following you around looking like weasels.
No, well, I wouldn't purposely have a friend around.
You got Micro Weasel and you got Lefty.
I mean, if anything, I would want...
Those are your wingmen.
I would want friends or wingmen that are as unmoggable as possible.
Yeah. Brian, you got to mog me.
Well, first of all, I've been holding back my power level.
The concept of mogging is just this, like, it just feels like ice water. I'm taking an ice bath.
It's almost if somebody was like playing guitar and they're kind of good and they're just learning and they're trying, and then you pick it up and you're like,
yeah,
that would be rude to do that.
Yeah, but sometimes I guess the lamb has to be led to slaughter.
But then I'd be like, that guy's an asshole. I don't want to hang out with the guy that grabbed his guitar.
Yeah.
Wait, what if the first guitar player was like a rapist and didn't tell anybody?
Well, that's often the case, though. That's what we're not thinking about, is that ugly people are evil.
That is true.
That is mostly true. That holds true. There's the Hollywood movie idea is that the jock is the bully and that handsome people, popular people, they're all serial killers, and it's actually the ugly guy that's so smart, he comes in and saves the day. And then you got a black doctor, which, don't get me started. The idea is that the handsome, well-adjusted, athletic people are evil, and the ugly fucking goblin guy is the good guy that saves the day with his big brains. In real life, ugly people, they just ruminate on their ugliness, and they turn into some sort of, they bring their daggers out and try to attack us handsome guys. I'm not speaking for handsome people, but Valentine, do you know what I'm talking about, or have you not even noticed this?
No, I've noticed it. I noticed
You've noticed that ugly people have black souls.
Walmart people, I call them, where but it goes beyond just looks.
It's fat people too.
Yeah.
Fat people have a hatred in them that's it's unquenchable, which is why we kick them downstairs and we kill them.
The title says debating Tyson Hockley, and then Androgenic and Sam Hyde. Are you fucking retarded? Can you not read?
There's a Shel Silverstein poem about you could have a crooked nose and busted teeth, but there's something beyond that. I've seen people with features that were not perfect, but they were still appealing to look at, and they didn't bother me in the way that other people have a face that I want to, put somewhere else.
That's what we call harmony.
You can tell pretty quickly, what someone's personality is based on their face.
Physiognomy.
Yeah. It seems to work very well.
It blends both their internal attributes and their physical? I thought physical.
Well, it blends Nazism with superstition, so that's why we like it.
It's a soft science.
Well, it blends Nazism with ignorance and superstition, which is why we like it.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, Sam Hyde.
What's this product? Does the name clue you in?
So, let me see the packaging.
Body Brain, what? Body Brain Coffee. What do you think they sell?
Coffee.
Let's all yell it into our screen right now. Body Brain, what?
For a limited time only.
I think a good way for little fat kids in middle school to look smack is band t-shirts. I think that's the...
Why did this go back?
You do it intentionally?
If I'm going out and I know that...
In the way that other people have a face that I want to, put somewhere else.
A lot of people don't have them.
Having game even matter, and as pickup artistry cope?
The biggest thing that matters is giving yourself a lot of
No, my title doesn't say I'm debating everybody. You're just retarded.
Opportunities. A big part of having game is actually just going out and approaching women. And a lot of people don't have the balls to do that. And so if you do it at all, you already have a decent amount of game. It's not like you have to say the perfect line. I don't know, have a bunch of fucking cards telling you what to say.
You have game?
Not really. I don't try and have the manipulative side to it. And I don't really care about the outcome that much. I just kind of talk.
One thing that Owen Cook said that was really good, in my opinion, was the opening line was just not talking. So you go up to a girl and you look at her like this.
That's interesting.
And then she starts, and then you change the head angle. That was struck me as really funny. He said he was doing it to prove that it wouldn't work.
Connor Murphy, a huge fitness influencer, he made a viral video where he just went up to girls shirtless. He had a good physique. It just had like the phone number screen on the phone, silent.
Fuck
nothing.
yeah.
And he got the numbers.
Fuck yeah. Does looks maxing elevate your standards for the girls you want? Does it matter if a girl is at peak hotness or is it fine as long as she's like normal hot?
I think that as I've gotten better.
I live in fear every day that my girl will find the tinted sunscreen, charcoal waterliner, eyelash curler, concealer, dry eyeliner used as contour, cherry tinted Vaseline, lash and brow dye, minoxidil, dutasteride, testosterone vials, and blurring powder.
Yeah, just don't wear makeup like a gay retard. Thanks for the donation, Kennedy.
Better looking. My standards have raised, and part of that is just because I have more opportunities, right? Another part is just that I've obsessed over so many different ratios, proportions, and attributes of the face that it's like hard to overlook flaws now.
I thought you were about to say that you obsessed over different races.
Oh.
And then we were going to talk about Filipino girls, but that's not going to happen on this show.
Race maxing.
We'll talk about that later, Valentine. So you evaluate their flaws?
Yeah, subconsciously it's hard not to. Just having so much knowledge of
that kind of sucks.
the face. Yeah, it kind of does a little bit.
Damn.
But still,
what if you fall in love with a mid?
It would be tough. I would kind of almost be happy if that happened. The ideal is that you get infatuated with a girl who isn't attractive to other men.
Yeah, but mids have such a nasty ego, and other guys seem to kill themselves and cut their wrists over mids.
I'll just spike her with a bunch of DMT or something.
Okay. Inquire about the difference between a looks maxer and a natural Chad. Is this something people in the community talk about? I don't think the community knows what a natural Chad is. Is that a thing they know about?
No, they do know about that.
They got natural Chads in there?
Yeah, for sure. And
on the forums?
Not so much on the forums, but they just look up to like certain celebrities and stuff like that.
Who's a natural Chad? These celebrities?
Chris Hemsworth, something like that.
Which one's Chris Hemsworth?
Thor.
How tall is Chris Hemsworth?
6'3".
Oh, you know
6'3", I don't know if 6'3" gets you Chad status.
Dolph Lundgren?
How tall is
Dolph
he?
Lundgren's a Chad, yeah, but he's like 70 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
who else is there?
He's kind of lost Chad status.
Well, he's a legend. You get legend status after you get Chad. Chad never dies, it becomes a legend.
The guy who plays Jack Reacher?
That guy,
yeah, he's pretty good.
That guy's a pinhead.
Agreed.
You can't just have muscles and be a Chad. If you're obviously low IQ and have nothing, I'd slam dunk his ass into a toilet. Yeah, it's just like a Chad. To me, I think a Chad is like somebody who's has confidence in what they're doing. A Chad is someone who fights for Israel.
Who dies?
What is funny? They got rockets going overhead right now. What is funny about this?
Right.
Tel Aviv is under fire from rockets. What is a Chad?
A Chad, in the purest form, is just a guy who's basically has all the physical.
Yeah, it's funny how everybody they mentioned as a natural Chad is on steroids. That is funny.
Attributes pretty maxed out. Good face, tall, wide frame, good physique, lean. That's the idea of a Chad. Confident, eloquent, dominant, like knows how to fight, stuff like that. Just the overall like ideal male, essentially.
Links, what do we got for links here?
There are people cooking with plastic.
Rivera, what are you saying? Is she cooking a plastic plantain?
Not yet.
wait.
There we go. That's before. This is after.
What the fuck?
Right.
You don't want guy in food.
No. I don't want guy in anything.
Oh.
The part of the video is that she just put a plastic bag filled with oil in the pan.
What I'm saying is she's doing what it takes to look max those plantains. They look better.
Plate's broken.
The plate's broken and the plantains look good. I feel like we've sort of lost the focus here of the plastic bag going in the oil, which is something that people do. I don't think that's uncommon, strictly speaking. I think people take plastic bags and put them in the cooking oil and just let them melt.
Are you an animal
so
lover?
Androgenic, this is real audio
Insane.
of a squirrel eating. And how does this make us feel here?
I don't have too many thoughts about it.
Okay.
What should I be thinking?
I don't know. I mean, it's a cute little animal, but it's a prey animal. The Chad thing might be to think about stepping on its head and make its eyes bug out and kill it. That's crazy weight.
Dodo donated $3. Let me see.
Hezbollah, but the Israelis are exhausted by all of this. Officials with the IDF reported that they are unable to disarm Hezbollah as it would require a near total occupation of Lebanon. They also reported that the Lebanese government was the only government currently capable of disarmament, with Haaretz reporting that later on Friday, the IDF stated it was committed to the long-term goal of disarming Hezbollah. The goal includes a wide range of efforts that will continue over time, the IDF said, adding that the current round of fighting weakens Hezbollah and will advance the achievement of this goal over time. But how much time will the people of Israel afford the government? As Israel begins its territorial these shift and Hall brigades.
Oh my god, dude. The Young Turks are just such fucking retards. Oh, a mom doesn't want their son to go to war. Oh, look. Israel isn't able to do anything now. Why is anyone listening to this fucking dipshit? I mean, look at him. Just gay retard. Who cares? Just don't listen to gay beta male retards. Just a fucking joke. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. What do you think of Trump asking for $1.5 trillion for the Iran war? Is that too far? I don't know if he's asking for that. What I heard, he wanted to increase the military budget by $200 billion. That's it. I haven't heard of that.
What even are those? Are those 115? What weight are those dumbbells? Can we see?
125.
Is it 125?
125.
No way.
So cheater curls, 125, not bad. A lot of back workout there too. Even the legs are getting into it.
Is this guy a Chad?
It's not looking too good for him.
He's a Brad.
Ego lifting, pretty small frame and not too big. I don't know how tall he is. He doesn't look that tall.
With the aggression, though, the fucking pure masculinity in a public gym, slamming that shit down, looking like a psycho with a mask on.
Probably hiding his suboptimal lower third with the mask.
Yeah, but if you saw this guy in the bathroom, you'd run right out of there. Oh, wow, they made an Italian go to Olive Garden?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
That's humiliating. You can close that. I don't want to make fun of an Italian kid. He's probably just saying he likes it not to be rude.
To not be rude.
Because
right.
Italians are good people.
That's right.
Olive Garden is disgusting. That's for subhumans. Olive Garden, that shit is bad. I went there as a joke probably 10 years ago with a buddy of mine. We were like, let's go to this fucking restaurant. The joke was on us.
Yeah. When you're
That
chewing
place
that.
is sick. Olive Garden is sick.
It sounds good. I mean, I love steak.
Yeah, they got steak. They got the bloomin' onion.
Ask some Australian questions. They got bugs down there.
Propaganda.
Really?
Yep.
Is it like paradise?
I mean, it's pretty similar to here. Like,
You don't have scorpions the size of a Shaq sneaker?
I don't think I've ever seen one.
Well, you don't go to the Outback, right? Because that's like that's like Fallout.
It's like when people were saying there's protests like destroying all of LA, and you go out to LA and there's nothing going on. Same kind of deal.
Okay. What's good about Australia? Are there good-looking people around?
I think it's the same as the US, depending
If you
on...
look around this city, it's like a yeast infection factory. These women are walking around. They got fucking... What are they made? They're made of oatmeal around here. Brisbane?
So, yeah, I live in Brisbane. And
Is that how you pronounce it? Brisbane?
Yep. It's probably better looking than the majority of US states, like the average looks level, but it's probably lower than the places like LA and Miami, where like all the good looking people flood to. But at the end of the day, it's all basically mostly white people and then some immigrants. And so all the white people kind of look the same, but the better looking ones kind of funnel into certain areas based on...
A lot of attractive South African girls and Russian women.
You really have to contemplate what kind of looks level for a location is ideal for you, because ideally speaking, you'd want a lot of good-looking women, but no good-looking men, because you want to be as high up on the hierarchy and have access to as many good-looking women as possible. So you don't want to be in an area where you're just getting mugged by everyone.
You want the Ukrainian refugee women.
Probably a good medium.
Hopping off the plane, saying hi.
Yep.
Yeah. Are there any locations like that?
I would say probably your best bet would be Eastern Europe, because that's kind of known for having good-looking women and worse-looking men. That would be a better ratio than somewhere like Miami.
Well, do those women go for looks, or do they just go for like a mobster that's going to punch them in the eye sockets?
That's a good point. They definitely would go for financial stability and like overall masculinity than just aesthetics.
Yeah. Whoever's going to protect them from sex trafficking.
Yep.
Valentine's expression.
But that's like, okay, so if that's the most appealing women are Eastern European, right?
Potentially.
But then they've got booze-hound fathers.
Well, it depends on your style. If you want a woman that's seen a chicken's head get cut off a bunch of times, who has the body of like a boy gymnast, their faces are like little triangle. They look like video game. Like you remember when video games they first started texturing polygons with like human textures.
Yeah.
Eastern European women, they're like
Max Payne-itis.
They got Max Payne face. Yeah.
Max Payne. What generically like a supermodel, I suppose. Like I don't really care that much about hair color, eye color. Just if they have like a really good facial structure that just hits, it's like whoa, that's a supermodel. That kind of thing.
So like facial features like angular. What is like a supermodel? Because supermodels look...
Okay, the way to describe it is kind of difficult, but just think about like Megan Fox, Madison Beer, that kind of thing. If they have that overall type of facial structure, that just looks like really supermodel-esque.
Wow, okay. What's Madison Beer?
So do you mind like when they have like obvious facial surgery, like the ski slope nose, the LA,
Damn.
very typical.
That's what you like? Yo.
Yeah, that's...
Obviously, we know why guys are attracted to it. I just don't know. I just can't relate, but that's crazy.
That makes more sense than the not so intense makeup. Or do you like, is that your style? Like the very made up?
Do you like the heavy makeup look?
It depends on how heavy, but that's fine, yeah. I mean, she kind of has to wear more makeup than me. Otherwise, I'm kind of getting like...
makeup mogged.
Yeah, I'm getting like masculinity mogged.
Skin masculinity mogged.
Hey Sam, I wanted to leave some advice about business and making yourself better in life with business. Whenever I was 19, I was a total normie loser sack. I worked a construction job, hated my life, and it took some gumption and nutsack, but I started buying courses on how to trade stocks and start businesses, and I went out on a limb, quit my job with no money, and I managed to grind my way up through business by just working 24/7 and making it my full priority. So I think some good advice for people is, like, if you hate your job and you don't want to work a 9-to-5 anymore, I think you just have to stop being a pussy and spend 24/7 on an idea or a goal or an ambition that you have and create a business around it and just obsess.
Gummy's sleeping, and I think he's eating in his dream because I see him like numbing.
That's over it, and stop being a bitch. Thanks.
Sounds pretty good. If you're younger than like 35 years old, you'd throw the whole weight of your existence into something and get like shockingly good at something. It's kind of a freeing, it's kind of an amazing gift that you have when you're a young man, that you can get obsessed with something. So you got to be careful not to get obsessed with video games or some dumb shit. Try to get obsessed with something that's going to lead somewhere good. Shit.
Yeah, well, right now I stream
maxing stuff.
Right now I stream like once a week, approximately, and a lot of that is just because of the clipping ecosystem. It gets my face out there a lot. But in the future, I do want to stream like more often and get more of a presence in the streaming space.
Why are you only streaming once a week?
Just because I feel like there's not much to do, especially when I'm in Australia. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I guess I could walk around and fucking eat food, but usually I just stream like if I'm going out on nightlife.
You got to get to America. You coming to America?
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Well, I just got to get a cameraman, and then I'll just do some entertaining shit.
Don't you need a visa, though? Don't you need a green card?
Oh, coming to America long term? Yeah, I mean, that would be a struggle. I can't stay here for like too long, but I can get like 3 months here.
Is there a hotter city in Australia you could go to?
I would say, well, I currently live in Brisbane, and it's the third biggest city, but Sydney and Melbourne have some issues with their nightlife. Like, a lot of the stuff's spread out. I would say Brisbane is arguably the best place for like
street
nightlife.
mogging?
Yeah, for street mogging, essentially, yeah. An authoritative and sort of
become like a
innovative figure in the
fitness
space.
communicator, influencer?
Rather than just a jester, I want to be more of an authoritative innovator in the space.
Well, we were talking off camera. You're a smart kid, and you're very knowledgeable about this stuff. I don't know if people know that about you yet.
Yeah, people that watch my YouTube would be fairly aware of that side of me, but that's a very small portion of my audience. Most people just see like me getting my wig snatched off and thinking that was a secret, and then seeing me like clip farm, pretend to get in some confrontation with a guy or girl, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it would be good to show behind the scenes my actual personality to a broader percentage of my audience.
You mentioned there's PUA hate on the message boards, the LooksMogs message boards. We had a PUA guy on earlier, and is there actual, like, do LooksMoggers hate the PUA thing? Is there like a war between these two?
Some of them do, and I think it was probably more of a rivalry back in the day, because what happened was pickup artistry was a huge thing going on, and then PUA hate got created as a space where people were like, these pickup artists are just scam artists, and this shit doesn't matter at all, it's all looks.
Yeah.
And so I think they probably held more resentment. It was like all the ugly guys thinking like, game won't do shit for me. I'm screwed because I look ugly. And, then they didn't do anything about it and just rotted in misery.
That's an interesting thing, because the PUA guys say looks don't really matter as much. It's about action. And then the looks maxers are all about, no, looks, and comparing the looks is more important, right?
Both of them kind of miss the mark because they're kind of basing it on their own experiences. Like, obviously, if you get really good at the game side of things, then your results will tangibly improve. And if you get really good looking, your results will obviously tangibly improve. And so they extrapolate from that. They think, oh, well, my life.
Who is the gayest retard you know? Like a real bona fide gay retarded faggot.
Hassan's pretty up there. There's some Dark Synovia. Basically any, like, fucking libtard commie. I'd put Penguin Zero in that category too. Fucking hate that guy. Thanks for the donation, Retardo.
Life improved by going down this avenue. This must be the one that matters. And you notice this with like people who have tons of money and status. They all say that all women are gold diggers. It's like, well, that's what you're selecting for. That's literally your standout trait. And so there's a huge cognitive bias there where realistically all of these traits hugely matter, and having all of them is going to benefit you the most.
Estimate how many children are coming over?
Sir, I'm gonna need you to stop cleaning, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Calculated almost everything.
Leaving for work. Bye. Love you. All right. Good talk.
It's killing him that he can't scratch the couch.
Oh no.
The perfect sneak attack. He only had enough battery for 2 meows. Casting
Cats
a
are
magic
so
spell.
funny. Shouldn't do that. It's not nice.
Did you know that the golden snub-nosed monkey is one of the gentlest monkeys in the world? When you tease them with your hand, they don't get angry. Instead, they simply look at you with curiosity. And if they realize you're not holding any food, some may even offer you their own apple. Unlike many other monkeys, they never grab food aggressively. They patiently sit nearby and wait for you to feed them. When you give them food, they take it very carefully, almost like they're afraid of hurting you. Their round bellies may look full, but their diet is low in nutrients, so they need to eat a lot. Gentle, curious, and incredibly adorable, the golden snub-nosed monkey is truly special.
Yeah, they seem nice. They're good monkeys.
Tiger Woods is in big trouble.
Woods was arrested for DUI in Florida Friday after crashing into the back of a pickup truck and flipping his Land Rover on its side.
This is the second DUI, both the result of taking medication and driving at a very high rate of speed.
This incident comes just days before the coveted Masters tournament tees off in Augusta, Georgia. Certainly there's going to have to be accountability. Rich, what are your thoughts on Tiger Woods and his recent suspicion of DUI arrest? This is a question that many
No, I haven't gotten a driver's license yet.
people have reached out to me for comment. And because the recent solo episode that I did was so popular, I thought I'd take the opportunity to share a few thoughts, not to pass judgment on Tiger Woods or to take his inventory, but to elucidate a greater understanding of addiction. There's a couple aspects of this incident that stand out to me. The first of which was that it took place at, I believe, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So in broad daylight, he volunteered for a breathalyzer and passed that test, but refused a urine test and appeared by all accounts to be impaired. You can watch the video online. It's pretty clear that he was impaired at the moment of his arrest. And of course, this is not the first time. In 2009, he collided with a fire hydrant. That was his first fall from grace. In 2017, he was arrested under the suspicion of DUI. I believe he was found asleep behind the wheel of his parked car. And what's interesting about that incident is that he claimed that he was taking medication to manage his pain from spinal fusion surgery, an ALIF procedure of the L5 and S1. ALIF stands for anterior lumbar interbody fusion. This is something I have a little bit of experience with because I too underwent an ALIF in addition to a PLIF, a posterior lumbar interbody fusion. So I understand that pain and perhaps even the desire to medicate that pain. In any event, then in 2021, Tiger Woods rolled his car in Los Angeles, shattering his leg and suffering 2 leg fractures. So this is his 4th incident behind the wheel. And obviously worse because of his incredibly high profile, creating quite the media spectacle. And this is all made worse still, of course, because this
guy should not be allowed to drive. Like, he could kill somebody doing this shit.
Somebody who so many people worship, which makes it all the more confusing and difficult for the average person to get their head around. So the question that most people, most normal people are asking right now is, why would Tiger Woods do this? Why would he tarnish his legacy? Why would he behave so irrationally? Somebody who has so many resources at his disposal, making this unforced error. Somebody with so much to lose who just perpetrated this act of self-sabotage in such an irrational way. How do we answer this question? Well, the answer really isn't binary. It isn't because of one thing or another. In my opinion, the first thing to understand about this is that when you're an addict, when you are addicted to a substance, as soon as that substance hits your body, rationality just goes completely out the window. Why wouldn't somebody with so much at his disposal, so many resources, not just have a driver or call an Uber? But this is the wrong question because it presupposes rationality. And that's why it doesn't quite make sense to a normal person. But the point I'm trying to make is that there isn't anything normal about the brain of an addict under the influence. Addiction is so cunning, so baffling, so powerful, it just obliterates rationality and makes logic irrelevant. Tiger was impaired, and this is what happens to the addicted brain when it is, quote unquote, under the influence. And in the same way that I can sympathize with Tiger's pain in the aftermath of a spinal fusion surgery, the experience of getting behind the wheel impaired is also something that I can relate to and have experience with. I got 2 DUIs in 2 months back in, I think it was 1996, blowing extraordinarily high blood alcohol levels, getting arrested when I could have easily taken a cab. I was not acting rationally. Logic didn't enter the picture. And so as confusing and as shame-inducing and as embarrassing and disorienting as it is to reflect on those experiences that I had personally, it helps me understand his behavior and just creates a little bit of space for empathy and compassion. Sitting here in 2026, there is no circumstance under which I would make those decisions. It's insane, but addiction is insanity. And I can tell you, when I was under the influence in my full addict mode, I would just make insane decision after insane decision that put myself at harm, that put other people at risk without a single thought of the consequences. This conviction that everything will be fine is overpowering and overwhelming. And there is a sense of invincibility and also entitlement and empowerment that you can do anything and everything will be fine that completely blinds you to reality. It is a state of utter derangement in which your prefrontal cortex is just not operating as it should. And you're just stripped of the capacity to evaluate the consequences of your actions. At the same time, the second point I want to make is that perhaps there very well may have been a degree of semi or unconscious self-sabotage at play in this situation. In reflecting upon what happened to Tiger, I found myself thinking about my podcast with Todd Marinovich, the USC and Oakland Raiders quarterback who I hosted on the podcast, who has a storied history with addiction, but also was a master of his craft, this extraordinary quarterback on the rise, who in a parallel universe could have been a Tiger Woods, the best that ever was. This was a guy who wanted out of football. He was succeeding at the highest level. He was shouldering extraordinary pressure and expectations, and yet he didn't want any of it. He wanted out, but he couldn't get out. The only way that he could get out was to self-sabotage his life, to basically implode everything around him so that other people had to make that choice for him. If you create enough chaos, then the people in your orbit are going to make those decisions for you. And I can see some aspects of this in the Tiger situation. Perhaps, and again, I don't know Tiger Woods, I've never met him, I don't know anyone in his inner circle, but it's worth considering the possibility that maybe on some level, again, unconsciously or semi-consciously, that he wants out of the golf world. But he can't find it in himself to quit on his own or walk away. He can't see another path for himself, and he doesn't know any other life. But by self-sabotaging, by literally dropping a bomb on his life, he's basically beckoning, compelling other people to get him out of this situation that he can't get out of on his own. And this is also something I relate to. I was living a life that I didn't feel connected to, that I wanted out of. I didn't know how to get out of things. Either you're going to find a way to find meaning and purpose and faith in something else, something larger than yourself, or you're going to begin to act out. You're going to find ways to numb the pain and to ultimately prove your fundamental sense of unworthiness. And when I look at Tiger Woods, I see somebody who is experimenting with the latter. And I think this helps explain why he is interested at age 50 in making a comeback in golf. I mean, why would this guy who's already done it all want to go back? Why is he even interested in making a comeback? Why punish yourself in this way? Why set yourself up for a fall? Why not find something else in this stage of your life, something more meaningful, something...
Dude, it's crazy. He's fucking rich. Just get a nice car, cruise around, have some nice food, chill out. Buddy, just eat some, like, good fucking fried tofu. That's all you gotta do. Just chill, eat some fried tofu, watch some good anime. It's not that big of a fucking deal, dude. And he's Tiger Woods. He can hit up any bitch and get laid.
Where you can perhaps make an impact that will have meaning outside of your own success as an athlete. I don't know the answer to that, but I think it's worth wondering whether it might be because golf is just the only thing that this person has ever known that sufficiently fills the empty void in his soul, the thing that Gabor Mate calls sating the hungry ghost. And when I reflect on that, I feel a deep sense of sadness for this person. And that sadness is really exacerbated by the white hot spotlight of the media, which is...
This cat is such a big chumbish. He's so big. Love how fuzzy he is. What a good fuzzy baby. Oh my god, his arms.
Painting a very salacious portrait of this man and his fall from grace that certainly isn't helping and is something I think very few of us could even fathom having to navigate. And I don't think it's helpful that most of these media reports also ultimately always culminate with this question around his comeback. Because in my opinion, the comeback is the least important thing right here. This is a guy whose life is hanging in the balance. The last thing that Tiger, or anybody else for that matter, should be thinking about is whether or not he's going to find his way back onto a golf course. So what now? Well, obviously, Tiger Woods is somebody who needs help right now, perhaps even an intervention. But part of the problem, as far as I understand it, is that his inner circle is comprised of primarily sycophants, people who are on his payroll. And these are people who are not going to be incentivized to engage in some truth-telling or to participate in the difficulty of intervening on his behavior. So that's problem number one. Perhaps his kids can get through to him. His kids being older now, that certainly tends to have an impact.
Yeah, dude, he is just nuts. I think his dad kind of fucked up his whole mindset, and he just doesn't know how to fucking just chill and enjoy life. All you gotta do is just eat some good fried tofu, some sticky rice, put some nice, teriyaki sauce on it or something, or Korean barbecue. Pizza, you can never go wrong with pizza. Or a good sandwich, potato chips. I'm dieting right now. I'm thinking about food. So,
Oh, you're beautiful.
Did you see that? Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Wow, look at his big cat head. That's a really big cat. Wow, she does it fast.
What is happening right now?
Oh, poor little lizard.
Oh my god! I'm not. Don't move. Don't move.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, cats are cats. Yeah, cats are all cats. They all do cat stuff. It's pretty amazing how they're all cats. Alright, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm gonna go to bed. Hope you all had fun. Big thanks to everybody who donated in Streamlabs. But, I'll be on tomorrow. We will do stuff. It's a rest day, so probably won't, do a training video or anything, but, we'll stream. Might do, an afternoon gaming stream. Might get back into Battletoads. This is a cat. This cat is very cat-like. Isn't that right, Gummy? You're very cat. This is my cat. Mwah. Well, thanks again, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. And sweet dreams. Nighty-night. Oh my god, it's doing something stupid again.